up, dirty dog?
What up, everybody? Here we go. Here we go. Where's my cam? Why is it not on? It's always something.
All right. Any other specials, members, among those items that the clerk just identified? Going once, going twice. All right.
Guys,
there are no other specials?
I got a whole bunch of people working here
Mr.
at
Clerk,
the
what's
house, so I'm
available
going to
now
have
for us
to
to
leave
vote on?
here for 10
Mr.
minutes
President,
or
the council
so.
may now vote on items 1 through 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10, 13.
But I'll let you guys watch, of
15
course,
through 17,
and I will be outside for just a moment, and then I'll
19
join when I
21,
can, okay? I
23
do apologize.
through
I'm very
25,
busy Friday morning here.
And 27 through 37.
Councilmember De Leon.
Yes.
Oh, the AC is working. Has nothing to do with the AC. It's
File item number 17
other work
for
that I've been
special
doing
items.
that's finishing now. Literally finishing right now.
Well, then, all
And
of those items just identified
the
by
solar,
clerk,
something was up with
other
the
than
solar,
item
said to fix a
17,
little
are now
something. So the
before
dude's
us.
on the roof fixing the solar. So
I see no members
No, it's
wishing
not
to
my
be
AC.
heard on those items, so let's open the
AC's
roll,
good. Knock on wood. Nice and cold in
close the
here.
roll, and tabulate
Just
the
other
votes.
stuff. Construction I've been
13
doing for a
eyes.
while, for the month. Now it's finally finished on this Friday. They're trying to get done because it's really hot here. Is that a skateboard?
All right.
It's to me like a skateboard.
Thank you very much, members. With that, we're going to move next to the presentation that
So I'll be back. I'm going to miss the
Park will be
presentation,
leading
I'm
us
sure.
in.
But
Councilmember
I'll be
Park,
back.
Are you prepared to begin your presentation?
All right. I'll see. It is a skateboard. That's what I thought. It's like Tony Hawk. It's like a Tony Hawk skateboard. There's a whole bunch of them. You see Tony Hawk in there? Anybody see Tony Hawk? I'm looking. I don't see it. P-Rod. Oh, it's Paul Rodriguez's son. That's who it is. P-Rod. P-Rod. Paul Rodriguez. Skateboards. I want to see Kevin DeLeon try to skateboard. Look at him. Fucking idiot. All right, I'm out of here. I'll be right back. I think P-Rod's in the white shirt right there. Walking in.
Councilmember Park, good morning.
Good morning, Council President and colleagues.
Skateboarder.
As chairperson
There's Paul
of our
Rodriguez,
ad
too, his
hoc
dad, the
committee
comedian.
for the 2028
This guy right
Olympics
here.
and Paralympics, and as the councilwoman for the
All right, I'll be right
11th
back.
district.
Yep, there's
the
father and son
birthplace
standing
of
together.
modern skateboarding. I am super excited to be here and to invite everyone to celebrate Go Skate Day in the city of Los Angeles. The rich history of surfers turned skateboarders has played a vital role in transforming skateboarding from a mere pastime to a full-fledged culture and now even an Olympic event. Venice holds a profound legacy rooted in the early 1970s, fueled by the surfers who pioneered skating. Legends like Tony Alva, Jay Adams, Stacy Peralta, Jeff Ho, and Craig Stacy have left their mark on skateboarding heritage and continue to inspire generations. We are incredibly lucky to have this vibrant history right here in Los Angeles, and today we celebrate the truly thriving skateboarding community that makes Los Angeles so incredibly special. So we would like to share this moment and spotlight 2024 actually marks the 10th anniversary of the Primitive skateboarding brand. Primitive has become one of the biggest hardware and soft goods companies in skating, with a stacked pro team and clothing collabs with brands such as Rick and Morty, WWE, Tupac, the Notorious B.I.G., Guns N' Roses, Bob Marley, Dragon Ball Z, and more. So with that, I'd like to introduce it with a quick video.
When I reached 10 years of just riding my skateboard was a huge milestone to me. It seemed like such an eternity. Then when I realized I had been professional for 10 years, that blew my mind. Like anytime you reach 10 years, it feels like a milestone. It just signifies longevity, really. And particularly on an anniversary like this, it triggers gratitude, because, you know, anything can happen, anything can happen. And the fact that this brand, Primitive Skateboarding, I survived for 10 years and all that's happened in that 10 years. And then when I really think about it, it feels like the blink of an eye. It's hard to put into words, man. It just means the world. 10 years.
So, Primitive would not have reached this milestone without the contribution of one of its founders, the legendary Paul P-Rod Rodriguez. A professional skater, father, actor, entrepreneur, P-Rod is at the top of everyone's list of the most respected and accomplished skateboarders. Some would even call him the Kobe of the skateboarding world. That is right. Son of Paul Rodriguez Sr., one of the world's most famous comedians, P-Rod's quarter-century career in skateboarding is nothing short of legendary. So we have one more video to play.
Nope. Too big.
When I first started skating and I dreamed of being a professional skater, I couldn't even fathom what 20 years was. You know, like I was only 11 going on 12 years old. I hadn't even lived 20 years yet. So I never thought about like being so far into a career. I just thought of in the moment, I just want to be a professional skater now. One saying that my dad actually told me a long time ago when I was younger, he said, what got you there will keep you there. You know, and he was trying to prove the point of me to like, just because you think you made it, doesn't mean it's time to take it easy. It means it's time to keep it going. I didn't think when I was starting to skate, oh, maybe one day I could be on Nike. Like, never even thought about it. It wasn't even a thought. It was nowhere on my radar that was even something I could think about dreaming of. That opportunity came to me out of nowhere, you know, so God just put that one in my lap to be sponsored by Nike when I got approached to ride for Nike. And I was like already skating my signature shoe with my last sponsor. I already had samples of shoes with my name on it. I'm already skating it, you know. Like just seeing my name on a shoe. I mean, my dream when I started skating was to have a signature board and signature shoe. To me, that's fully completing the pro skater dream, you know? So if I didn't get a shoe that, like, I feel like my dream would have been incomplete. So my manager was talking to them, working out, negotiating. He said, okay, here's what they want to offer. Here's what the terms of the deal are. I'm like, yeah, all that sounds good, but like, what about a pro shoe? What about a signature shoe? She's like, they didn't mention anything about it. So she went back, talked to Nike, called me back, said, they're not planning to do signature shoes. I was literally just like, nope, I'm perfectly happy already where I'm at. I wasn't planning on leaving. I just was like young and stubborn and stuck to my guns. I literally think about that story and can't believe, what if they just said, okay, nope, what would have happened? And like, what would SB been like now? Like, who would have been that guy that they would have gotten? I don't know, it would just be some like, alternate reality that I'll never know. But I'm just grateful that they came back and they believed in me that much, and there we went 10 signature shoes later. There was only, I forget what the number is, like 5 to 7 guys in all of Nike in every sport that has gotten 10 shoes. And I'm the only one of them who's not a basketball player. If I ever got to hang out with every other guy who has 10 shoes on Nike, like just be my little short ass just standing there with these big, like, amazing super athletes.
10, it's a statement on any playing field. A perfect foundation, a mark of ascendance. For Paul Rodriguez, 10 is a celebration. A statement to his legacy of unparalleled performance. Signature that transformed the game. Now, begin the next chapter.
Sure, I already got probably a music fucking strike. Oh, for sure.
Welcome to the club.
For sure, music strike today.
It goes fast.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Morning, Terry. How are you? Congratulations on the new car. It's beautiful. Sorry, guys. I just have so many things going on today.
Now as an adult, I get really
And of course, they're all trying to finish before it turns 90 degrees out here.
It literally, it couldn't be more of a perfect story. Every dream sponsor I ever wanted, I got to ride for them. Even ones that I didn't know.
Morning,
that
Calamity
came
Girl.
Later, that I didn't even know were opportunities.
Yeah, they've been working for a
I
while.
got to ride for, I got to be part of and learn from and like travel the world with my heroes, my literal heroes. I would be in my backyard skating sometimes. And
Look at
like,
him right there in
be
the
actually
back left.
picturing, like,
So young.
I'm skating with Costin. Like he's standing with me.
Did
like,
I drop
we
a
go
deuce?
out,
No.
like, picturing that in
Didn't
my
need
mind.
to.
Like skating in the back of Albertsons, like I'm
I
skating
literally
with
had
you
like
right now,
8
like,
workers
my
here.
back, my mind, he'd be,
Two of
this
which were
is
doing
fun.
separate
Okay, I'm
things.
back, I'm up on the front. Like I'll be having these little like sessions in my brain with these guys.
I've been working on the house a little bit, trying to get some stuff done, and you know, something that took a few weeks, so they're finally finished. They wanted to wrap it up today, which I totally get. It's supposed to be like 97 here tomorrow, so I get why they're not trying to work in the heat here tomorrow. Did I go to the smokeouts at the Coliseum? Yeah. At the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion.
So the fact that 20 years later I'm still
Are the workers
here,
hydrated? Hell
healthy,
yes. I go out every
still got
hour
a
and
lot
give them
left
cold
in the
water.
tank, a lot more I
Cold
wanna do.
bottled
So
Arrowhead
this is
water.
crazy.
I
This
always
is
do.
really still
Because it's
my
too
job.
hot out there.
Like,
Plus, I
it's
gave them
still
one of
my
those,
job.
you know, I had a detailing fan that I would push into the cars to kind of,
That's tight.
you know, clear the car out a little bit. So I put one of those, this big industrial fan. You know what I mean? That you can't put shit around because it's just going to blow everywhere. So I put that on and gave them water.
Yes.
Best I can do, you know. That's why they're trying to finish before fucking
I
summer fully
turn
ends.
it
Today's the
over,
first day of summer.
To one
So
of my favorite comedians, Paul Rodriguez Sr.
The actual solstice.
P-Rod himself. It is first my honor
I didn't
to
miss anything but
introduce
the
Mikey
video, I
Taylor,
guess.
an accomplished skateboarder in his own right and city council member from the city of Thousand Oaks. Come on up.
Council, staff, thank you for
P-Rod,
the opportunity
Paul
to speak
Rodriguez.
to you, not regarding city business, but just to highlight my friend Paul. We started skateboarding together, we turned pro together, we started a business together, and even back when we were kids, there was something that I noticed
Get
that
off the
was
bag.
unusual. You know, it's very rare for anyone to become an
Get off
athlete
the
in general.
bag.
You're talking about the 1% of the 1%.
Crazy
But in
cat.
that, there's a few that become great.
What a weird
These are your
cat.
Kobe's and MJ's and Tigers. And I remember at 13 years old, Paul was wearing ankle weights. So he'd skate with weights on his ankles, which is not normal for a kid learning how to skate. And then the second thing that I'll never forget that really changed my view of Paul was we were skating one day, and for skateboarding, you know, we're pushing the limits most of the time, which means if we mess up, we can get hurt. And so that means we're dealing with a lot of fear. And for myself, and I think a lot of other skaters, when we would land something, we were like, oh, thank God, I don't have to do that again. But one day I was skating with Paul, and he was trying the same trick over and over, not trying, landing it. I remember going up to him like, Paul, I think you got it. I think you know how to do this. And he said something that I'll never forget, which was, I know, but I'm still scared. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do it until the fear goes away. And that was the moment I noticed that he was somebody that was going to go from good to great. So for this day, for Paul to represent skateboarding for all of us in the city of Los Angeles.
Did I miss anything besides
I
the
don't think
video,
he's a
guys?
better person. We love you, as you can clearly tell. Congratulations.
Awesome. And now it's my honor to introduce Paul Rodriguez Sr.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
And girls, ladies and gentlemen.
I wish I
thank you.
could take credit for the man that my son has become, but
Just
most
two
of the
videos?
credit goes to his mother. When he was coming up, I was doing other things, let's say, but my son never ceases to amaze me. He has taught me more than I will ever teach him. He has taught me humility, kindness, and generosity. I grew up in Compton, a place that suffers from many of the things that inner city suffers from. And not that I'm not proud to be from Compton, but I work really hard to get him away from there, from the violence that sometimes we're plagued by. And I apologize, I've got lots of love for Compton. Well, my son grew up in the suburbs, but my son purposely went back into Compton. He wanted to give something, and he did. He opens skate parks, and he talks to the gang members, I'm frightened. You know, I said, these people are different. He goes, no, they have children too, and there's got to be a place where they can skate. And not only here in Los Angeles, but New Orleans, with the help of Lil Wayne. And I'm never amazed at the generosity that he gives. He's not some rich kid that he could have been very well just spoiled. His mom prevented him. I remember giving him $100 when he was 4 years old, and instead of going out there and spending it, he saved it. And I said, son, you don't have to save it. Go have fun with it. He goes, no, I'm going to save it. I said, I've got money. You don't have to save that. He goes, Dad, you have money, but I'm going to have money. Well, I know what that means. I love my son. I don't because he's a good human being. I just love him because he's the real deal. I've never met anybody that's ever run into him that said he was a snob. He's always takes time to appreciate his fans.
What's up, Striker?
And lastly, I'll tell you this one time I'm driving down the 10th freeway, and I see this huge face on the Figueroa Hotel, and it looked familiar, but I didn't know who it was. You know, the big old face, and I turned around and said, that looks like my son, right? I turn around. He hadn't told me that he had signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Nike, that he was going to get shoes, because he never boasts, he never brags. I would have told the whole world, but he gets off on me finding out these things. You know, I just about had a heart attack. But again, I taught him very, very little. His mom takes all the credit. She was there with him, preventing him from being just another minus to society, spoiled. And this boy is impressive, never ceases to amaze me, and I'm just so proud. He didn't have to be successful and rich. I would have been so proud. The fact that he's rich does help, but it's always great to have a son you can borrow money that you never have to pay back. He's my 401k plan, but other than that, I want to thank the council here for honoring someone that truly does deserve it. He won't disappoint you. There's no skeletons in his closet. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you.
Oh, Haunted House Mansion ride
And
is
without
return
any
date.
further ado, the man, the legend, Paul P-Rod Rodriguez. Come on up.
So Halloween, guys, at Disneyland, Dia de los Muertos celebration return.
Thank you.
For the Haunted Mansion. For all you Disney
thank
fans.
Thank you, Council, for letting me be here. Thank you, Councilwoman Park.
You met
I'm
senior or
honored.
junior?
This is incredible.
Terry?
I'm getting flustered, so
Or
I'm gonna
both.
take out my notes because I'm going blank. But first and foremost, I gotta thank God.
Yeah, his dad was
Without
great,
God,
born in
not
East
hearing my
LA.
prayers, none of this would ever happen.
And
So
Juan in a Million.
I gotta
and-
thank the man upstairs, the city of Los Angeles. These
Senior?
streets right
Oh, okay.
outside of this building.
Yeah, that's the one I think of. No
has
diss to the
shaped
son,
me,
but his dad I grew up
the
on.
skateboarder I am today, not only just from the skating I was able to do out here, but from the generations of my heroes like Eric Costin, Andrew
to
Reynolds,
skate with
Daewon
Eric
Song,
Costin
Ronnie
in-
Krieger,
in
Tom
Venice
Penny, and so
Beach.
many more who have
Dogtown.
created the legacy of.
Oh no, not
skateboarding
Eric
that
Costa. I'm thinking of
made me
Eric
fall in love
Dressen.
with it.
Sorry, Eric
And it was-
Dressen, not Eric
A lot
Costa.
of it
My
was
bad.
out right here in these
Eric
very
Dressen.
streets. So of course it's a huge honor to be now inside the building for my first time ever. And,
My bad. Sorry, Eric.
Having this incredible honor.
So he's got
I
P-Rod
gotta thank
Day,
my
huh? That's
beautiful
cool.
mother, Laura, right here. She always. I love you, Mama. She always told me when I was little that I could
Definitely
do
look like
anything I
skaters
want,
right there.
that I was special, and she made me believe it, you know, and she let me explore and try new things. And when I found skateboarding, she did everything within her power to allow me to explore that and do my best at it. So thank you, Mama, for that.
Primitive
for giving me that
Skateboarding?
self-belief.
That's his company, I guess.
To my father right here, as you guys just heard from. Thank
the
you,
nice
Dad,
Rolex
for showing
on.
me what it was like
Shit, yeah.
to live your dreams in real time, in real life. Like, I had a real life example of someone living their dreams to the fullest right in front of my eyes. So he taught me that. To me, it was
Oh,
normal
yeah,
to chase
something.
your dreams. You're supposed to chase your dreams. You're supposed
Bringing
to
him
live
the
your dreams.
beer.
So, with the combination of those two examples I had in my parents,
Bringing
that
him the
really,
Un Tolkien.
molded my mindset to believe I could chase
Un
after
Tol
my
boy.
goals. I got to give a shout out to my Uncle Dave. He always used to take me to the skateboard contest growing up, paying out of his own pocket for the hotels and contest fees, and just helping me just because he's my uncle. I got to shout out my friend Nigel Alexander. He was the first one to take me under his wing and mentor me and teach me about the game, about skateboarding, about style, who to watch, who to look out for, who to study. He was the first guy to film me, and that footage was the first footage that got me sponsored by my first sponsors back in the day. Shout out to my friend Heath Brinkley. He was also a great mentor in skateboarding to me and taught me how to develop myself, how to raise my standard for myself and push myself. My great friend Dan Abadi, he was the first kid I saw at school with the skateboard that piqued my interest in skateboarding. So without that moment, I would have never found this. I don't know where I would have been. My great buddy here, Spanish Mike, he's with me day in, day out, helped me film my content. He's with me through thick and thin, on my good days, on my bad days. He's
It's
always
Ghost
there.
Skate
Same
Day,
thing with my
Damon?
boy Manny over here.
Thank you,
always
Natalie. I
pushing
didn't know.
me,
Didn't know it was
seeing,
Skate Day.
The
Didn't know
good
they
in
had
me, even
one.
when I'm not seeing it, he's helping to remind me to just bring it all back into.
I have a skateboard, but not a
so thank you
P-Rod
for that,
one.
Manny, and all my sponsors, everybody who ever saw something in me or believed in me, this is incredible. All the fans who took to me and supported me, and for whatever reason saw something in me that they liked and supported. So without the fans, none of this would be possible. And I hope I didn't leave anyone out, but I'm just so thankful, so honored, and really almost speechless. So thank you so much to the city of Los Angeles. It's the greatest honor I've ever had. And again, thank you, Councilwoman Park.
Thank you very much.
Stay
We're
right up there.
delighted to welcome you to City Hall. Councilmember Park, before you close, we have a few members who'd like to offer brief comments, starting with Councilmember Rodriguez, followed by Councilmember Lee.
The council member with the right last name today. It is so wonderful to have you in the
Always
house.
about
Thank you
herself.
So much,
Always.
Councilmember Park, for bringing in this legend. Actually, two legends, and
That's
you know
it.
it's really a special honor, and because skateboarding culture has really influenced all corners of the city limits, and in large part to a lot of what you brought in this sport. And it's
Yeah,
really
Calamity Girl.
wonderful
I've
not
been
only that it's
gone.
going to be
I've been working with
celebrated
the
as an
people, the
Olympic sport
workers that
here
are
in
at my
Los
house.
Angeles, where I think it's gotten the
So I just
greatest
sat down for 10
groundswell
minutes.
of activation throughout our city.
now.
But it really speaks to the diversity of how it connects so many of our neighborhoods together. There are so
Let's
many
go
recreational
Dodgers.
parks
Let's
facilities that
go.
have sadly very aged skate parks. There has been an incredible investment, I know, in Councilmember
believe I
Badia's
blazed with
district
you
with this really
backstage
remarkable
next
skate
to a
park.
pallet of water
And,
bottles.
You know,
Did
we
you?
have to do more to continue
At-
to
at the
bring
smokeout?
that and invest in that
Could been.
for all of our kids.
Could have
to
been.
continue
Thank
to
you so
find
much.
their space.
For
And
the
it's
good
really
times then and
wonderful
the
to have
don't know
you here.
now.
Thank you for being one of the greatest examples of, I think, how to carry yourself so well for our community as well. And I think that's a very special honor. I think, frankly, I look at your parents And I got a little weepy, Paul, when you were speaking about it, because I think there's no greater honor that you can get.
was not
Forget
crying.
the city of Los Angeles and having a day in your name. I think the greatest honor is the kind of admiration that your parents have for you, for the person
it's all
that you've
good.
become, and all of the
I've
fans
been
that are here today.
distracted by
So
what's
thank
going on
you,
outside. A whole
P-Rod
bunch of work
from
today.
Emrod. I'm very happy to celebrate here with you today.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
One crew was
Thank you.
8 guys
Councilmember
working.
Lee, followed by Councilmember Padilla.
And I had a guy on the roof fixing the
Councilmember Park,
solar.
thank you so much for bringing
There was a
P-Rod
problem
in
with
here
the
today.
solar
P-Rod,
for a
you and I were
moment.
talking back behind council chambers a second ago. Growing up as a kid is in the 70s and 80s, skating was my life. I remember all the countless hours spending in my driveway trying to do an ollie, trying to do a rail slide. I mean, this something, but it was a fringe sport then. I remember in 86, 87, Val Surf had the Bones Brigade come in. I watched the Soy, Caballero, Hawk do their thing.
Caballero?
And then your generation, along with them, took it from a fringe sport
Caballero.
and made it mainstream, so that when I turn on TV, when I turn on sports, I can watch what I grew up loving. And so I want to thank you not only for your contribution to the sport and what you did to help make it grow, but everything you've done for the city of Los Angeles. And also like to point out, while I know that Councilmember Park is
All right,
is
it's heating
honoring
up.
you
Round
today
one's heating
because
up.
of the birthplace of skating.
You ain't
I know
do
you
no
live in
rails.
Granada Hills,
Look at
and
Derek.
so we probably skated some of the same areas, and that's just such a great honor to have you here today. And again, thank you to your parents
They
for
always
raising
do,
such
Brooke.
a great kid. But I will see you in the district, and maybe we can catch a ride together someday. But thank you very much, Rod.
Yeah, it's always about them. They always
Thank you.
trail it around back to them.
Councilmember Padilla.
Well, Councilmember Park, I
Down
want to thank
ass
you for this
kids.
great, fun presentation that showcases the culture of Los Angeles. I know today I'm really feeling right at home having all these skaters in the building. So round of applause to everybody who's in the building.
I'm going to get a shirt that just says White Devil. What do you guys think?
It's great. It's great to see the whole community here. And to the entire Rodriguez family, felicidades. I could tell your dad back there, we can do a little chant, quiere llorar, because quiere llorar. Look at him. So congratulations.
Yeah, I got a mode installed with crocodiles.
To all of you, so much more success.
Then you
Very
guys can come over
well-earned,
without dying.
Recognition. As Councilmember Rodriguez mentioned, I represent a district and a generation where skateboarding was highly being regulated
wagon
and
train?
getting a lot of youth ticketed and cited, and skateboarding was considered a crime. And then came that movement of skateboarding is not a crime.
I fell asleep
And luckily,
in the
two
arbitrary.
council members before me in this seat wanted to do something about it. And now on Sheldon and Laurel Canyon, I have Sheldon Skate Park, which is a testament to the beginning, one of the first steps of the
Did I
city of
get
Los
your
Angeles.
email? I haven't seen any email
Angeles
from you. I didn't look.
recognizing that it is a part-time, that it's a creative
What's up,
space,
SP?
that it's something that our youth
It's a
and
nice
our
rack.
young
That's
people
Ian's rack.
into adulthood love to do. So I continue to be a supporter. I know that there's a lot of supporters on this council.
All right, everybody,
related to
first
it.
one.
I know Mr. McCosker a few weeks ago, put in a
Been a
motion
crazy busy morning. I
where
haven't
we
checked.
want to
I'm sure it's
have
there.
more formal spaces to talk about how to improve our skate parks. I was super excited when he did that. So those of you who are in the room know that we're going to need you. We're going to need you to be part of helping us make your spaces so much better. So LA is also, as mentioned, going to be the space for skateboarding in the Olympics in my district at the Basin. So stay in touch so that we can all be part of watching it. But also we're going to work hard to make sure that our rec and park system is a place for all these global professionals to come and practice. So we are going to be in touch. We look forward to being in touch with you. And again, thank you again, and mucha suerte moving forward. I know this is just the beginning for all of you.
Yeah, I used to skateboard. I certainly was no professional. Did a few contests.
Thank you.
Never really did
Park
really
to
well.
close,
Third
please.
place,
Thank
fourth
you,
place,
Council
that kind of
President.
stuff.
So, Paul, there's a couple of things that I want to do.
Did work at a
First
skate
of
shop
all, in recognition
for a little
of
while.
the 10th anniversary
But I love
of
skateboarding.
Primitive
Skateboarding was fun.
I want to congratulate
I still have a
you on
skateboard
that
now.
incredible achievement and present this to you. You are welcome.
Should have gave him the gold one,
More
man,
importantly, almost.
for his dad.
The moment that we have actually all been waiting for, on behalf of the entire Los Angeles City Council and Mayor Karen Bass, we are officially declaring today Paul Rodriguez Day in the city of Los Angeles. Yes! Congratulations.
Put that little thing down. Let's get the big one in here. Yeah, I'm sure, almost positive those dudes in the corner are all his skateboarders.
All right. Thank you very much, Councilmember
They look
Park,
like skaters.
The Rodriguez family, thank you so much, and all the fans
Those
who are
kids
here.
look
Thank
like
you for
skaters,
joining us
too,
in council this
on the
morning.
left.
Mr. Clerk, what is available next for us to... Oh, before we go to you, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Rahman for an announcement.
Thank you so much for allowing me a moment here. I just wanted to take a moment and the privilege of introducing some members of my family who are here from very far away. My brother got married this past weekend, so I have family here who are visiting from Bahrain, who are seated right here in the front row.
All good, Calamity. Thank you for the dono. It's all good. Yeah, I've just been in and out this morning.
Deepa,
I started and ran out.
Anand, Varun, and Rishi. I just wanted to say, you know, Deepaka and I, we grew up together in a very small town in Kerala in southern India. And I think it's really cool that we're all here together today. So thank you guys for coming. And please, if you see them around the building, say hello.
Welcome to Los Angeles City Hall. We're glad to have you with us. All right. Mr. Clerk, can we go next to item number 18?
Yeah,
please,
P-Rod
which
was
called
before my
special
time,
by
that's for sure.
Councilmember
I was more like
Rahman for comments.
Nodis and
If you're prepared,
Christian
Councilmember
Hosoi
Rahman.
and Tony Hawk and, you know, Tommy Guerrero and
Yes,
original
we can,
Bones Brigade, Lance Mountain, Mike McGill.
4 years
that
ago,
group.
in response to the horrific murder of George Floyd, community members gathered in Silver Lake to install a monument commemorating the lives of black people who were killed by police violence.
Hopefully it wasn't a U-turn
striking
sign.
visual display resulted, fabric woven into the 2.2 miles of fencing around the Silver Lake Reservoir, spelling out the names of more than 100 unarmed black individuals who were killed by law enforcement across the U.S. And in many ways, we as a country seem to have moved on from this moment, moved on from that reckoning that we faced, but that community memorial ensured that the people who walked around that reservoir every day never forgot this issue and never forgot the challenge to do better. Unfortunately, since the years since this was put together, the temporary monument fell into disrepair and has recently been removed. And today we have the opportunity to explore a permanent art installation which carries the spirit of the original community memorial through a motion I introduced last month. And we can do this in partnership with the community.
Well, pay
and
for
in
it out of your own
partnership with the
pocket. I'm
Department of
fine
Water
with
and
it.
Power, which owns that land, and the Department of Cultural
I don't want my
Affairs.
money going to
And So
that.
I wanted to encourage all of you to support this effort today with an aye vote. Thank you very much.
Very good, thank you. I see no other members wishing to be heard on this item.
We've got
So,
enough memorials,
item
enough,
18, let's open the roll.
you know, murals. You want to spend your own
Close
money
the
to
roll
do
and
it?
tabulate the
Be
votes.
my guest.
12 eyes.
All right, let's go next to item number 26, which was called special by Councilmember Hernandez for a separate vote.
Yeah, Natalie.
Item 26 is now before us, members.
Those damn U-turn
I
signs.
see no members wishing to be heard. So on item
Anti-gay
26,
U-turn signs.
let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
Yeah, just more wastes of money. That's it.
11 eyes, 1 no.
Who was the no?
Okay, let's go next
Unisys.
to item number...
Unisys said no. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Mr. Park.
He's already not
sorry,
happy.
Mr. Price, let's, if we can go next to numbers 11, 12, and 14. You had asked to recuse on those items.
Yeah, they don't
So
get a
if you could
mural,
please
SP.
step
They don't
out, we'll
count.
Take Mr. Price off the
I'm a
board.
white devil. That's why I want that white devil shirt. And in fact, more white people are killed every year by cops than any other color.
Mr. Price is off the
Difference
board,
is
so
the
we
media
can take
doesn't
up
put that out
these
there,
items if no
so they don't
members
know
wish to be
about it.
heard. 11, 12, and 14
And I'd be
are
willing
now
to bet,
before
says
us.
no matter
Let's
the,
open
the
roll,
shade of skin color,
close the roll,
let's take a
and
look at the
tabulate
number who
votes.
had weapons on them and refused to put them
12
down.
eyes.
That would be a more interesting stat. I want to see unarmed, completely unarmed
All right.
people shot. How many? How many of each color? You want to do that for me? Send it on over. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it doesn't fit the narrative.
All
It
right,
ruins
let's go
the
next to
narrative.
Item number 17, which was called special by Councilmember De Leon for comments.
13% equals
Councilmember De Leon,
65%.
are you prepared on item 17?
It's true, though.
Yes, Mr.
Fucked
President,
up.
as
I
well,
laughed. It's
as
true.
colleagues, thank you
I'm
very
proud to
much.
be white, too.
Today we revisit an important matter concerning the Lisa Pueblo of Puesto P-04 at El
I ain't
Pueblo
bending
de
the
Los
knee for
Angeles
nobody.
Historical
No color,
Monument.
no nothing.
This issue
I bend the knee
touches
for
on
good
the
people,
heart of what
maybe.
makes
But
our
that's
city
it.
vibrant
No matter
and
your color or
diverse.
your skin.
Our legacy families who have served our communities.
But I
for
understand there's
generations.
pieces of shit of
The
all
case
colors,
before
all
us
races,
involves
all
the Hernandez
creeds,
family,
all religions.
who have been the
There's
fixture at
shit of all
Pueblo
of
for
them.
nearly 60 years. Maria Tránsito Hernandez, who passed away recently, established the beloved El Burro
El
attraction
Burro, the
back in
donkey?
1968, a cherished piece of our cultural heritage. In 2019, Maria submitted the paperwork to add her daughter, Patricia Josefina Hernandez, and son, Richard Hernandez Chase, to the lease. Unfortunately, due to what may have been an administrative oversight, this request was not processed, and now the family's future at El Pueblo is uncertain. It is crucial that we ensure Mr. Hernandez and his sister are given due process in this matter. This motion is requesting that the Board of El Pueblo
Thank
de
you,
Los
bro.
Angeles Historical Monument Authority
time yet,
Commissioners
Stinky.
review the case of Puesto P-04, consider the notarized document submitted by Maria in 2019, and any additional correspondence between the department and the tenant. It is important to note that the council does not have jurisdiction to order the commission to review it.
Somebody's
But
hungry.
The right thing to do would be to
That
review
guy,
the
he's
case,
hungry
especially
right now.
relative to the city's commitment to upholding the history and integrity
He's hungry.
of the historic location and
Busy
the
drinking my
administrative
coffee.
process. El Pueblo is more than just a tourist destination. It is the beating heart of our city's history and culture,
Cat butt.
the birthplace of the great city of Los Angeles.
There he goes.
The merchants and families who have
Oh,
dedicated
big
their lives
baby.
to preserving and sharing this heritage deserve our full support and consideration. Let us ensure, finally, Mr. President, as well as colleagues, that we handle
Yeah,
this
he's
case
hangry right now.
with the care and
Well,
attention
fuck, he woke
it
me up at
deserves,
5:30 this morning to
reaffirming
eat.
our dedication to fairness,
Yeah,
to
it ain't even
process,
6.
and the preservation of our cultural heritage. Thank you very much, Mr. President. With that, colleagues, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
So I'll feed him in
Thank
10
you
minutes.
very much. So, members,
No
item-
clapping.
I see no other members wishing to be heard. Item 17 is now before us. On that item, let's open the roll,
That is true, neighbor.
close the roll.
And in this day and
tabulate
age,
the
I can
votes.
tell you, I don't give a fuck how rich or
13
poor you are.
ayes.
Especially now, the kids are going to have to worry about generational wealth.
right,
What
with
their
that,
parents
we're ready to
leave
begin,
them. Because I can tell you
comment
this now,
section of our
there's
meeting.
not many
So, Mr.
kids that are
Clerk
going to
and
grow
Mr.
up and
City
just be
Attorney,
wealthy on
can
their
you
own.
please read in the
There'll be a
instructions
few.
for comment?
There will be the few.
Thank you, Mr. President.
But
As
most will
indicated
not.
on the
Most will
agenda,
struggle and
members of the
struggle and
public
struggle,
wishing
and
to
hopefully
offer
their
public
mom or
comment
dad
should
or
call
uncle or aunt or
669-254-5252
somebody, grandma, will leave them a little something to
and
help
use
boost their
meeting ID
living,
number
and they'll use that money to do it right.
160-535-8466,
And that's
then
real.
Press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant
I'd hate to
ID.
be growing
Once
up right
unmuted until
now
the
and
meeting,
being
press star
12
nine
or
to request to
13.
speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to
There's the
unmute.
number if you guys
Then
wanna call
repeat,
in.
Call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant ID. Once
Have I heard
admitted
these
into the
kids
meeting,
speak?
press
Well,
star
some of
9 to
them, yes,
request to speak.
blushing. But
When
we,
it is
you
your
know,
turn to
again,
speak,
some of
an
them,
automated Zoom voice will ask
some
you
of
to
them
press
are
star
very
6 to
bright,
unmute.
and those are the individuals that are highly educated.
To people
You know what I
providing
mean?
public
Or
comment,
are of
when
high
it is your turn to
high
speak,
IQ and
either at the
can
podiums
actually
or at the-
focus
or on the phones,
and know
please
what they
state
want to
which of the
do.
agenda
There's a lot
items
of people
you'd like
that
to
are
speak
very
to.
bright that have
You
no
will have 1
idea
minute
what they
per
want to
item,
do.
Up to 3 minutes total.
And it
for
takes
the
them
items
3 years
open
into
for public
college
comment.
to figure out what they
We will
actually
tell you
want to
when your
do.
time is up.
They start as one
Speaking on
thing,
the
they
agenda
change their
items,
their
you
their
must be
major.
on topic.
You know,
Our goal
it
is to
happens
get
all
through
the
as many
time.
speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell
They're a
whether you are
political
on
science
topic,
major, and they
you
get
will
out of
get
school
one
and wonder
brief
they've
warning
wasted
from me or the
150
president.
grand and don't
At that
even make
point,
30,
you need to
40
get
grand a
immediately
year
and
to
clearly
pay it
on
back.
topic. If you do not do so,
There's a lot of that.
or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items
But I would
open
say
for
that there's
public
less
comment are
smart
items
kids now
38
than there
through
were back
50
then
and item
because of the
51.
educational system,
So again, let me
especially
repeat.
public schools,
The items on the
especially
agenda that are
LAUSD,
open for
has some of the
public comment
lowest
are
reading
items 38
and mathematic
through 50
rates
and item
in the
51.
entire country.
Members of the
They're
public
so
may also
below
speak
average.
for up to 1 minute for general public comment.
Like well below.
During general public comment, members of the public
You know, you
may
got
speak to
seniors
any of the
reading at
other
like a
items
7th
or
grade
anything
level.
else in the city's subject
Things
matter
like that.
jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press *6
Hi,
to
Christy.
unmute yourself. If you do
This
not
country's
do so,
run its course.
council staff will prompt you once
Michael,
more.
if there isn't any change,
At
it
that
absolutely
point, you
has.
need
It's
to
going to
immediately
take a real
unmute yourself,
nosedive in the
or
next 4 years if things
you
don't
will
change.
forfeit your time, and we will
In
have
November.
to move on to the next caller.
And that's real.
Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, two things are
Of course it will, Christian.
First,
They're the ones who
while waiting for your
created
turn to
welfare
speak,
system. Democrats
keep your ear to
created the
phone so you
welfare
know in
system.
real
That wasn't a
time when
Republican
it is your
thing.
turn to press *6 to unmute. Second, if you're listening to
Why
this
are they
meeting
graduating?
on
Because
another device,
Oscar, they have to
please
push them
turn down the
through.
volume on that device immediately when
Because
it's your
that's
turn
how
to
they
speak.
get paid.
Between
When
the time
these kids
delay
ditch
and
every day,
feedback,
they
it
don't
will
get
cause a
paid.
great deal of confusion
So that's
if you
why
continue to
truancy is a
listen on
big
your other
thing.
devices.
They have truant officers and stuff like that. Because every head that isn't
All right,
counted
without
for every
word,
day,
ready
they
to
lose
begin,
money on
I'm
their
gonna
budgets.
Call a number of names. As I call your name,
Not
please
to
make your
mention,
way to
somehow,
your
some
left-hand
way,
side
all
of the
these
chambers.
billions and
So
billions and
the
billions of
sergeants
dollars of
can direct you
jackpots in
up
the
to
lotto
the
hasn't helped the
podium.
LAUSD at all. And that was the
you don't
whole
need to
reason
speak in
about
order that I
legalizing.
call you,
Oh, you want
but
lotto?
please don't line
Okay,
up
we'll
until I
let you have
do
legal
call your
lotto
name.
here.
So we'll
And that was in
start
the
with
80s, but you got to
Sylvia
use the money
Hernandez,
to help the
Paloma
schools.
Corona,
Show me.
Elizabeth Lizarraga,
I'd love to have an audit.
Noreen Jackson, Tony Wang, Bambi Salcedo,
It absolutely
and
did.
Mikey Taylor.
Deluxe. It told the people that they could, young ladies that were having kids, you didn't need a husband. You didn't need a baby daddy. You can just marry the government and we'll give you crumbs for the rest of your life. And if you try to go out and work while we give you the crumbs, we'll throw you off the crumbs. And a
Good
lot of
morning.
those folks are
Please remind us of the name
uneducated.
you signed up under and the
Poor
items you'd like to
education.
speak.
So they can't just go out and get
My
a
name
good
is
job
Sylvia Hernandez,
making $100 grand a year. They can't. It's impossible.
Calling in regarding to the alternative methodology model.
Sorry,
That's
which
39.
item?
It's 39, where it's the resolution to support the state moving to an alternative methodology.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
My name is Sylvia Hernandez. Good morning, everyone. I'm a childcare provider. I opened business in Van Nuys in 2007. In today's economy, parents work longer days, take on second jobs and odd shifts.
To make
To
more
all
money
this,
because
the
everything
essential
costs
families
more.
And my home childcare, I adapted to be around the clock. I
Who'd
work
you vote
24
for?
hours, Monday through Friday, and the work shifts are ranging are off traditional hours. I also have 2 assistants after I work.
Oh, for
accommodate
sure,
different
Chris.
Families. Moving to an alternative methodology model means our rates will reflect escalating operating costs, cooling hours we put in a daily. We also be able to maintain our educational family childcare and parents who are actually in need of maintaining their jobs, and our economy will grow, providing a fairly compensated
Oh, you're ready to eat
work.
now?
And for LA County, we actually serve for 210,000 families in LA County. Thank you.
I actually think the tradesmen and women will be the ones making a ton of money, maybe even more than nurses, because after a while there won't be anybody else that knows how to fix or build things, and then it's either get your shit fixed or not.
Hello, everyone.
And then they'll be able to charge whatever they want.
I'm about to speak about item
As to
number
where the
39
nurses and doctors are kind of more of a set pay
So you have 1 minute for
through the
item
private
and 1 minute for
entity
general
that
public comment.
that
Please
pays
begin with
them,
the
that
item.
owns that hospital or facility they
Hello,
work
my
at.
name is Paloma Corona, and I've been a family childcare provider in the area of LA for about 16 years old. I mean,
Just like the
16 years,
South
I'm
Park.
sorry. As a
Old
family
dude
childcare
rolling up in
provider,
a
you do it
Rolls Royce,
all to
fur
prepare for
coat,
the day.
fixing,
I get up sometimes at 4 in the
fixing
morning.
stands,
I cook their
stove.
meals and snacks, clean the classroom
Or
area,
Randy's stove.
sanitize the equipment, and prepare the daily activities. I am a provider because I choose it and because I have the passion to educate and care for children. And I also, I have
All right,
in
I'm
my
gonna go
heart
feed
to help
him.
all of the
Ready to
families,
eat?
working families. I have helped so many
I'll be right
families
back.
over the years, allowing working parents to do their jobs, knowing their children are in a safe and in caring environment. I have helped so many families over the years, and every child is still in my heart. When parents can work without worrying about childcare, overall productivity increases benefit both families and the economy. The cost of food, cleaning, gas, materials, everything has gone up, yet our high quality care remains the same. In supporting to the state's transition to an alternate methodology model, we show our communities our commitment to a more inclusive and flexible approach to parents' care needs. This change will have a significant impact in our city and state because it will provide additional childcare options for working families so that all the children will have access to quality early care and education. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
I'm speaking
Good morning.
to item number 41.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Please begin.
Great. My name is Tony Huang. I have the pleasure of being the executive director for Equality California, the nation's largest statewide LGBTQ civil rights organization. In 2008, Proposition 8 narrowly passed a provision in the California Constitution which banned same-sex marriage and defined marriage only between a man and a woman. Since that time in 2008, activists up and down the state shifted public opinion and also moved a case before the Supreme Court allowing same-sex marriages to come back to California in 2013 with the Perry decision. After that, in a subsequent decision before the Supreme Court with Obergefell, same-sex marriages were legalized nationwide. Unfortunately, since then, particularly with the current composition of an extremist Supreme Court, there have been specific justices, folks like Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, that have said those decisions were wrongly decided. Given the precedents with 2022 and the evisceration of Roe versus Wade, we know that our community is under attack. And so we're asking that the city stand affirmatively to enshrine both same-sex and interracial marriages in the California Constitution in November 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please. Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Under 41 and general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you so much. Greetings, council members. My name is Bambi Salcedo, and I do have the privilege to be the president and the CEO of the Trans-Latino Coalition, which is the biggest trans-led organization in the United States. As we know, there are bigoted politicians who continue to take away the rights of LGBTQ people here and across the United States, particularly targeting trans people. And we need to have protections that will ensure our rights are protected. That is why the Trans-Latino Coalition, in collaboration with 6 other organizations, are leading the way to include a ballot measure in November to ensure that we all have the freedom to marry. Obviously, it's important that
don't we already have
the
that?
city and the state that stands with the values of our communities do everything that we need to do in order to protect our communities. And so I ask for your endorsement.
General public comment.
I ask for your endorsement to make sure that we have the protections that we need and that you endorse the freedom to marry for all peoples. I also want to say that
oh, look at him. He's in his
it's
nightgown
important that
again.
we also continue to protect the lives of transgender, non-conforming, and intersex people. And I want to ask you to do everything and anything that you can to support one of the most marginalized populations and one of the populations that has been forgotten for many years. And so I ask you to invest in the livelihood of transgender, non-conforming, and intersex people in this budget cycle and all the budget cycles to come. Thank you so much.
How come straight people
Thank
don't
you.
come up and ask for a whole bunch of shit?
Before our next speaker comes up, I'm going to
Because
call
they're
a few more
straight.
names. Fernando Quesada.
Not because they need it, not because of the
Javier
color of the skin,
Sanchez,
but specifically
William Wu,
because of their
Lucas
sexuality, like
Pax,
these folks.
Ana
Anybody?
Cruz, Claudia Moreno, Candido.
It's a robe?
Elidia
Looks like a nightgown.
Catalan,
What's the difference? Well, robe opens in
and
the
Julio
front, I
Flores.
guess. Nightgown just is like a dress.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up
See, it
under
doesn't
and
open in
items
front.
you'd like to
That's
speak
not a
to.
robe. That's a nightgown.
Speaking on item 39 in general public comments.
Okay, so you have
A
1 minute
robe
for the
you
item
tie
and
in the
1 minute
front.
for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Becerra.
Hysterical.
I'm a second-generation family child care provider located in Long Beach. I have been providing care about 6 years now, and I'm so proud to be part of
All
our
right, everybody.
union,
Smoke.
CCPU Local 99, that has long been fighting to make things better for me, for my child care workers like me, and for all families who rely on child care providing days in, days out.
82 grandma
Working
fit.
parents juggle a multiple of demands, managing work deadlines, household responsibilities, and the contact pressure to balance their career with quality time for their children. Time contrast and stress are accompanied, but childcare providers appreciate these reliably and are better positioned to support them. Imagine the peace of mind a parent experience knowing their children is in a safe and stimulating environment, regardless of their unpredictable work hours, regardless of where they live. I have nature feed, educate, and gone above and beyond for children and families I serve in my community. Childcares are ready for school when they enter childcare programs. Parents are ready to support their children's learning, and school are ready to welcome them into their classrooms. White collar costs includes ingredients for fresh and healthy meals, educational materials such as books and toys, and transportation costs for school drop-off and pickup. We must take action to reform and current childcare payment system, paying providers fair pay for quality childcare, meaning compensating them for all the work, time, and costs necessary to provide care for all our future generation children. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
All right, here we go. One of my favorites right here.
Good morning.
morning,
Which
City
items would you
Attorney.
like to speak to?
I would like to speak on item 11, 12, and 13.
What
I'm
name did you
sorry
what
that,
name did you sign up under?
Those are items are not open.
What's
to
between a
public
90?
comment,
What's the
so
difference?
only
90
items
or
are
a
open to
nightgown?
public
What's the
comment
difference?
38 to 50.
What
So I
name
would
did
like
you
to-
sign up under?
I thought a 90 was short. That's
item
long, like a
41.
nightgown.
Which name
like a
did you
gown
sign up under?
that you wear at night, right?
And 40.
Mr. Herman just walked in.
All items and the general public comment.
Okay,
And
so
then you'll
you
have
have 3 minutes for the items and 1
you
minute
have
for general
1
public
minute
comment.
for the general public
Look at him.
comment.
What does his
Please
sign say?
begin with your item, please.
Anybody? Anybody?
I will begin on
see.
number 41, the Freedom to Marry ballot initiative. This Freedom to
can't
Marry
read
reminds me one of the council member,
Chick
which is
pop?
the council member
K-pop?
I love the most, which is council member Karen Price. So if he has the freedom to marry 2 persons at the same time, and I believe I want to wish to expand this freedom to marry to every single Angelino inside of the city of Los Angeles. I want to know
Thank
why
you, Rob.
our council member, Karen Price, has the freedom to marry 2 persons at the same time, while every single other Angelino are only have the freedom to marry 1 person at one time. So I see that is a huge inequality on all Angelinos, and I see that a huge equity issue, justice issue, civil rights issue for every single Los Angelinos.
I agree.
Now, let's move on to item number 42, Harry Stousen. He's talking about the Martin Luther King Community Hospital. And I kind of support this, I kind of support him like I always do, because Martin Luther King Hospital is a very essential hospital, especially in that area of the neighborhood, when we already have a hospital shortage, nursing shortage, doctor shortage, ICU room shortage, hospital bed shortage. we cannot afford to eliminate any hospital. We cannot afford to eliminate any nurse, any doctor, any hospital bed. So we really hope Harris Dawson can try every single effort possible to save all the employee, all the patients, and the historic hospital in this building, even though Harris Dawson continued to told me I'm a racist. Another one, let's continue on item number 47, I believe. Is that number 47?
Sounds like me, buddy.
Which is talking about the illegal dumping and illegal trash. This item is
told you about it
nothing
yesterday.
New. The only thing is I'm concerned is it only talking about the Watts community, but the issue about this agenda occurs all over Los Angeles, not just Watts community. I am very concerned of my council district number 1, which is when I call to my council member about the illegal dumping, our council member does not give a response. I'm concerned about the Kevin De Leon's office, because if there's any office needs the most assistance, that's the Skid Row Kevin De Leon office. I really wish Kevin De Leon have enough resources to address the illegal dumping in the Skid Row. And Kevin De Leon has my full support. For my general public comment, I want to offer my condolences to Officer Iloriaga, because I recently know that he currently lost a valued family member, which is his mother. And I see many times Kevin De Leon or any...
Damn it! Fucking stinks, dude. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pause it because I don't know what the fuck he just did or what he... Damn it.
In the adjournment of the meeting.
Sorry.
And I recommend that if we
Get
can
outta here.
add one more person, the mother of Officer Ilariaga, to our adjournment of the meeting of today. Not
Fucking
only
cat walked on
she is a valued
walked on
community
my
member,
keyboard.
and at the same time she support LAPD. She raised the LAPD officer. She raised the General Services police officer. She raised her son for public service. She raised her son for public safety. And I believe for a great mother like Officer Ilariaga's mother, she deserved an adjournment motion for today's meeting. Thank you very much, Officer Ilariaga. I offer you my full condolences.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Shit, yeah. Shout out to that homie.
I'm top player hater from Korea. You bitches better
Good morning.
recognize.
You could please remind us of the name you signed up
Buenos
under?
días. Quiero hacer mi comentario en
He's
español.
wreaking havoc over
Good
here.
morning. I want to make my comment in Spanish.
Just stepped on his.
Concejales de esta ciudad, muchas gracias por dejarnos estar aquí. Quiero hablar sobre el punto 46.
I want to talk about number 46. Thank you for let us being here.
Mi comentario es general.
It's a public comment, like a general public comment.
Mi nombre es Claudia
Always
Moreno y soy
making
de
mess.
Fashion District en la ciudad de Los
Big
Ángeles.
B.
Tengo 10 años vendiendo ahí.
My name is Claudia Moreno, and I'm from the Fashion District, and I've been selling there for 10 years already.
En mi conocimiento y experiencia como líder de área y en otras áreas, no estoy de acuerdo con las prácticas de los agentes del BSS para dar multas.
I do not agree with the practices of the agents of
Now you're coming.
BSS.
You see what I mean? What I got to deal with?
They're given
While
tickets.
running back and forth on the
Porque las
computer.
multas les llegan sin estar presentes, les llegan y se las ponen en sus autos.
Because we just get these tickets without even being present there. They just arrive there and they put them in their cars.
También no estoy de acuerdo con
That's how
el
tickets
uso de
work, lady.
algo parecido a una arma por
Don't
medio
wait
de
for
los
you to
agentes
come
del
get it.
BSS.
I also do not agree that they use something similar to a weapon.
Ya como yo como líder de área,
As the leader of the area,
yo no llevo nada para decirle a mis compañeros, darles educación e información.
I do not carry anything to provide education or information to my coworkers.
Ya que yo salgo en diferentes calles y ninguno de mis compañeros me ha agredido y a ningún agente del BSS.
I go out in the different streets, and none of my companions have been victim of aggression or any agent of BSS.
También quiero hablar sobre el costo de los permisos.
I also want to talk about the cost of the permits.
Quisiéramos que pasara antes del receso.
We would like this to pass before the recess.
El costo de $27.50.
The cost, that is 27.5.
que fuera aprobado ya que no hemos renovado esos permisos y nos dejan vulnerables.
If it can be approved because we haven't renewed these permits and so we are in a vulnerable position.
I'm fighting back,
Esperamos su
Sinful.
apoyo.
Thank you, and we hope for your support.
I'm fighting back. Taking the
Thank
house
you.
back.
Next speaker, please.
Buenos días,
Good morning.
señores concejales.
Good morning, members of the council.
Quiero hablar sobre el artículo 46.
I want to talk about the article number 46.
Mi nombre es William, soy vendedor del Distrito 1.
My name is William and I'm a vendor on District 1.
En mi experiencia, cuando han llegado los oficiales del BCS,
My experience with the agents of the BSS show up.
han tomado fotos,
No me gusta.
videos, pero no han tomado el tiempo de explicar cómo podemos evitar recibir multas.
They take photos and they take videos, but they don't take time to explain us how can we avoid getting tickets.
Además, como comunidad de vendedores,
Also-
queremos talleres educativos.
Also, as a community of vendors, we would like to have educational workshops.
Nosotros no representamos ningún tipo de amenaza,
We don't represent any kind of threaten,
por lo cual veo injustificado el uso de armas o gas pimienta con los oficiales.
so I think it is unfair the use of weapons or pepper gas from the officials, the officers.
Señores concejales, pedimos su apoyo
So we are asking you for your support
para que estas prácticas cambien.
so they can change these types of practices.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, one's
Thank
enough
you.
for me.
Next speaker,
Sinful.
please.
Good morning.
Buenos días,
Good morning.
mi nombre es Fernando Quesada.
My name is Fernando Quesada.
Quiero hablar y comentar en la número 46
I want to talk and comment about number 46
sobre los vendedores ambulantes.
regarding the vendors, the street vendors.
Tengo más de 20 años vendiendo
I've been selling for more than 20 years.
sobre las prácticas del BCS.
So I want to talk
He
about
likes
these
messing it up
practices
for
of
you
the
guys.
BSS.
Ya no se bajan de los carros,
They don't even get off the cars.
pasan con una cámara,
They just drive by with a camera,
le llega el ticket por correo
and then you get a citation on the mail
o citaciones.
or a ticket.
Ya no queremos que se den esas prácticas.
So we do not want these kind of practices anymore.
Hasta las tiqueteras están usando esos carros ahora.
Even the ones that issue tickets are using these kind of cars nowadays.
Ya no se bajan de la patrulla.
They don't even get off the patrol.
Una foto y llega el ticket.
They just take a photo and then you get a ticket.
Well, they're not cops. They're parking enforcement, dude.
So members of the council, I want to request
Que pasen esa ley de que
that
ya
you-
no haga más hostigamiento.
so please pass this law so we can prevent the harassment.
Que tomen su tiempo
Take your time.
y que se bajen de su auto
They should take their time and get off the car,
y que personalmente le den su ticket a la persona.
and they should at least give the person the ticket in their hands.
Queremos talleres
We want workshops,
de educación
education.
porque no somos personas peligrosas.
We are not dangerous people.
Somos personas luchadoras.
We are people that are struggling.
También queremos
We also want
que implementen la ley que se aprobó de los 2751
to implement the law that was approved of 27.51
sobre los permisos de la calle.
regarding the permits on the streets.
Por favor, se los pido a ustedes.
So please, I request this from you.
Gracias.
And I
Thank you.
request this from you,
Thank
sir.
you.
In
Next
November,
speaker,
when you're voting, because I'm sure you will, remember how much you're struggling now and remember who did it to you. And if you vote for them again,
Buenos
you
días,
deserve
señores
everything you
concejales.
get.
Good morning, members of the council.
Have a good day, sir.
Mi nombre es Julio, vendo en el distrito número 9.
My name is Julio and I live in district number 9.
Estoy aquí para dar comentario público general.
I am here because I want to offer a general public comment.
El punto número 46, como vendedor pedimos como vendedores pedimos más educación.
So on the number 46, as vendors, we want more education.
Pedimos como comerciantes que no haya más esforzamiento.
So as business, we don't want any more enforcement.
Deseamos que no haya más armas ni gas pimienta.
We would like not more weapons or pepper gas.
Porque no somos criminales.
We are not criminals.
Somos vendedores organizados.
We are well-organized vendors.
I want to see the videos of them.
Peligro para el país.
We are not a danger for the country.
Solamente deseamos que nuestras familias estén bien.
We just want our families to be good.
Para que puedan contribuir a este país.
So they can contribute to this country
mejorías.
With improvements.
Somos gente trabajadora.
We are hardworking people.
Con ganas de progresar.
With the willingness of thriving.
Y por eso necesitamos su apoyo para que sigamos adelante.
That's why we need your support so we can move forward.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Golf and Guns.
Next speaker, please.
Smoke.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to?
Item number 46 of today's agenda and a public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with
You
the
guys are
item.
rough in this chat
Thank you.
room.
My name is Ana Cruz. I was a street vendor and now I am an organizer with Community Power Collective. The street vending program is unbalanced, a program that focuses on enforcement and not on educating will fail. The motion mentions that the BSS has to educate, but education is not just handing out flyers or writing fines. Agents have to be educated to also have conversations with vendors so that they understand vendors' culture. In my experience as a vendor in Hollywood, the BSS only sends us fines by mail, and these practices limits the possibility of understanding and correcting the alleged violation. Additionally, on many occasions we receive fines by mail indicating dates where we were not selling, in which we were at school events with our children. The use of weapon or a weapon that looks like a gun causes intimidation, particularly when officers are uniformed very similar to agencies such as police
General public
and the
comment.
sheriff. Enforcing administrative violation, which is what SB 946 says, makes no sense. Why do we have to be enforced by an agency that uses weapons? The role of the BSS has to be similar to the officers who administer parking tickets, since they don't carry weapons. Also, please consider scheduling the cost of the seller's permit, because now we are in a limbo. Vendors can
Fuzzy.
afford to renew the permit for $291 and let them in a very vulnerable or receiving citations. Council members, I ask for your leadership to make the necessary changes to the BSS practices and support the sidewalk vending program in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the city of Los Angeles takes more than the cartel would. So I don't know. I don't know.
Buenos días, señores concejales. Mi
Oh, the
nombre es
local
Lidia,
gang.
soy vendedora del distrito número 9.
Good morning, members of the council. My name is Lydia, and I'm a street vendor on District Number 9.
Estoy aquí para el tema número 46 de la agenda, comentario general.
I am here to talk about item 46 and general public comment.
Hoy quiero alzar mi voz a nombre de todos los vendedores.
I'm here today to talk on behalf of all the street vendors.
También soy líder del área de la 46 Main, organizo a vendedores.
And I'm also one of the leaders at 46 Main, and I organize the vendors.
Queremos que la ley SB 946 sea respetada.
We want to make sure that the law SB 46 is respected.
No tiene sentido que seamos enforzados por una agencia que usa armas.
There is no reason why officials should be carrying weapons.
El BCS tiene que dar más educación.
BSS needs to provide more education.
No queremos más violaciones como multas por correo.
We do not want any more violations, and we don't want any of the tickets to be sent by mail.
Los agentes tienen que ser educados para también tener prácticas con nosotros.
The agents or officials also need to be trained so they can have conversations with us.
También queremos que respeten áreas organizadas.
And we also want them to respect the organized areas.
Queremos que se calendarice en el concilio completo lo del costo del permiso.
And we also want to make sure that it's on the calendar the costs for the permits.
Ya que en estos momentos estamos vulnerables y no podemos pagar los 291 que aún cuesta el permiso de venta.
Because at this moment we find ourselves vulnerable and we are not able to pay the $291 for the penalty.
Yo confío en su liderazgo y que nuestros comentarios públicos sean escuchadas por cada uno de ustedes. Gracias.
I trust your leadership, and I really hope that our public comment will be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
La siguiente, por favor.
Good morning.
Buenos días, señores concejales.
Good morning, council members.
Venía a hacer comentario público y hablar sobre la agenda del número 46.
I am here to make a public comment and to talk about item 46 on the agenda.
Mi nombre es Javier Sánchez.
I'd love to for a second.
Y soy un vendedor del Distrito 13 de la Vermont y Marathon.
And I am a street vendor of District 13 on Vermont and Marathon.
Y me gustaría hablar sobre el BSS.
And I would like to speak about BSS.
Que necesitan hacer su trabajo como debe ser, así como cuando van a poner tickets.
And they need to do their job the way that they should be doing it, the same way when they are giving tickets out.
Deben bajarse de su unidad para hablar con la persona que cometió algún error y todo para interactuar con nosotros, porque a veces nos mandan los tickets por correo y no sabemos cuál fue el error que hicimos.
They must get off their unit or their vehicle to speak to the person who might have made a mistake. They need to interact with us, because sometimes they just email them to our homes and we do not know what was the ticket for.
Otra cosa que deberíamos ser tener una educación de parte de ellos.
Something else is that we would like to be educated or have some sort of workshops from BSS.
Sería no nada más en inglés, sería en español, coreano y filipino y chino, porque hay mucha gente que viene de otras razas y la mayoría es latino.
It should be not in English, it should be in Spanish, Korean, Philippine, and Chinese. It should not only be in English, because there are many people who are from different ethnicities, so they need to have in different languages.
Y me gustaría que también el BCS pusiera una línea de quejas para sus oficiales que a veces llegan con una actitud muy agresiva.
And I also would like to request that BSS provides a hotline to make complaints, because many times the officials are very aggressive.
También me gustaría que el concilio...
General public comment.
Ahora puede hacer comentario público general, señor.
Sí, me gustaría que el concilio también puchara o hiciera un agenda para puchar sobre el precio del permiso de vendedores ambulantes, porque sigue en $291 y la ley ya pasó.
And I also would like for the consuls that if you can please put this item on the agenda regarding the cost of the permit, because it's still $291 and the law has passed.
Muchos de nosotros estamos yendo a las oficinas, hacemos cita y cuando llegamos sigue el precio de $291, que ahora... Okay.
Many of us, we go to the offices, we make appointments, and then when we arrive, it's still $291.
Sabiendo que ya está a 27.50 centavos.
And knowing that it's now $27.50.
Y así quedamos vulnerables a tickets y tenemos algunos vendedores, si tenemos los permisos, el permiso de vendedor ambulante cancelado
And this way we end up being vulnerable, and then maybe we can even get a ticket because many of us street vendors that we do have our permits have been canceled.
Y que el BCS tuviera algunos talleres educativos para todos los vendedores para poder trabajar mejor.
And also we would like to request that BSS provide some sort of educational workshops for the vendors so we can all work together and in a better way.
Can any of you read that yellow sign?
Thank you very much, council members.
Thank you very
Fuck,
much.
I can't see it.
Okay, as our next speaker is coming up, I'm going to call a few more names. Nuri
Anybody?
Soto
Anybody see what the yellow
Fernandez,
sign said?
Catherine, Alejandro.
It's hard for me to focus on that.
Raul Claros, Pastor Q,
Yeah, it's
Nicole
due.
Corona,
See you tonight.
and Harriet Elliott. Please.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Okay, thank you. Buenos días, señores concejales.
Good morning, council members.
Mi nombre es Lucas Miguel Tax.
My name is Lucas Miguel Tax.
Soy organizador de vendedores ambulantes
I am one of the organizers of street vendors,
y quiero hablar sobre el tema 46 y
Yeah, it's a full moon
comentario
tonight.
general.
and I would like
Robert.
to talk about
It's gonna be a
item
good
number
Friday
46
full
on
moon
public
show.
comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general
The
public comment.
craziness
Tiene entonces
shall
un minuto para el asunto y un
occur.
minuto de comentario público general.
Ensue.
Sobre el tema 46, sobre la agenda 46, quiero pedir que tengan en consideraciones
Sí,
los
Chris.
puntos que quieren tomar.
Well, regarding item 46, I would like to request that you take into consideration the things that they want to talk.
Como organizador he salido en la calle a organizar y hablar sobre los derechos de los vendedores.
As an organizer, that I go on the streets to organize and to talk to
También sobre el reglamento de la venta ambulante.
I also talk to them about all the rules as a street vendor.
Y nunca he visto a un vendedor que sea amenaza a mi persona, ni tampoco necesito gas, pimienta ni arma para poder hablar con ellos sobre el reglamento de la venta ambulante.
And when I am talking to them about this, all these rules,
Shoot the moon.
I've never seen
No,
a
on the
street
radio,
vendor
you
that,
idiot.
Is a threat to
Shoot
my
the
person
moon.
or anything that puts me in danger for me to have to use a weapon or pepper spray.
Para mí es algo ilógico que están pidiendo eso.
To me, makes no sense that they're requesting that.
Think two tonight?
Que
I'll take one
nunca
good one.
casi no salen todas las áreas a educar a vendedores.
Because most of the times they don't go out to the
One
streets
good
to
one
educate
over
the
a
vendors.
shitty
Es
two.
innecesario que salen armados.
It is not necessary that they carry weapons.
Lo que pedimos al BCS que den tan siquiera una vez cada 3 meses o mensual una reunión para educar a vendedores.
General public comment.
El comentario público general. What we are asking from the from BSS is that they at least give one educational workshop either once a month or at least once every 3 months.
Quiero pedir algo sobre el costo de los permisos.
I also would like to talk to you about the
So, Maybach.
cost of the permits.
La moción de los $27 está en el escritorio.
The motion regarding the $27 is on the desk.
Se ha ganado y ahí está y no ha entrado en vigencia.
It has been approved and is not effective yet.
Quiero pedir al Concilio General que tomen en consideración y hay que tenerlo ya en vigencia antes que ustedes vayan de vacaciones.
And I am requesting to the council members to take this into consideration and to make sure that this is going to go in effect before you guys go on vacation.
Porque ustedes se van de vacaciones tranquilos, felices, a disfrutar con su familia, mientras el vendedor va a estar bajo ese riesgo a que le ponga un ticket por no haber pagado el costo de su permiso.
because as you are going to go on your vacation very happy and with a lot of peace, to relax with your family, here we're going to be the vendors. We're going to be vulnerable and with a possibility of getting a ticket because we have not paid for our permit.
También quiero hablar sobre el tema del corredor guatemalteco con la concejal Unice.
And I also would like to talk about the Guatemalan corredor with Member Council Eunices.
Quiero que pare esa moción para trabajar con nuevos grupos.
I would like for you to stop that motion to stop working with new groups.
En realidad no representan a la comunidad guatemalteca.
They are not representing the Guatemalan community.
Queremos que regrese al cuadro del corredor guatemalteco para seguir hablando y negociando temas importantes para la comunidad de Guatemala. Muchas gracias.
What we would like for you to do is to go back to the Guatemalan corridor and so we can continue with our conversations. Thank you very much.
Good luck with that.
Next speaker, please.
I'm not trying to go over there. Uh-oh, here we go. You know he's going to give him a little shit. They got 2 lumps of shit coming.
Good morning. Which
Councilor,
items?
general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Please
I
begin.
wish to thank you to McCoster's office, Padilla's office, and also De Leon's office.
Scoop out that shit.
Why am I thanking them? Not even their district or anything, but they went out of their way to make sure I got my braille that I'm entitled to. Kokorian, you're such a piece of trash, what you did to the city clerk's office. I'm entitled to braille. They saw my credentials and everything, and what you did was trying to ruin me. Trying to say I'm not entitled to it. I need to show medical. I need to do this. I showed everything that was required. And what you did was nothing. Your staff made sure to go out of their way to do nothing. You're a piece of fucking trash. Do you understand that, Kokorian? I'm entitled to braille, and you did whatever you. I don't know why. If you hate me, fine, take it out on me, but don't take it out on the city clerk's office, cocksucker motherfucker.
Next speaker.
Next, Spindler, I didn't call you yet.
Told you it was
I didn't
coming.
call you yet. I'm taking the names that I called. I didn't call you yet. Step aside, please, for the next speaker. Step aside, please, for the next speaker.
See, look at him. Look at his face. Look at his face, how angry he is because he just got called a cocksucker. And now he's going to do it his way or the highway,
Remind us
ladies
of
and
the
gentlemen.
name you signed up under and the items
His
you'd like to
way
speak
or
to.
the highway?
Raul Claros, general public comment and item number 46.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for
Fucking
general public
awesome.
comment. Please begin
Great.
with the item.
Thank you. So
Keep an
under
eye on him.
item 46, I commend the council members, especially Councilmember Price, who I know has been working on this issue for quite a long time. And I really commend the street vendors that have lined in front of his council district in an orderly fashion. That's something that we've tried to replicate on the El Salvador corridor, but have been unsuccessful because of the lack of support or program from our council office. And so we're asking for a citywide initiative to be adopted, but not one that is piecemealed. We really want you to take into consideration the brick and mortar,
Great pander.
the local law enforcement,
In the gray.
the Department of Street Services to come and build this program together. I think it's very important that to get all these different perspectives so that we can pilot some of these programs. We've been pushing for over 20 months for a street vending district with 126 street vendors on a 2-block radius.
General public comment.
The reason that I originally came down here was for item number 5 that got pulled for some reason after it was rushed from committee 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I stood at this very podium and got the finger from Councilmember Padilla, as did the Central American community and my 8-year-old daughter.
He made the news.
And I still have not received an apology, neither has our community nor my daughter. And it was because we were here to do exactly what I'm doing today. Asking you council members to look at item number 5, do your own
won't even
homework,
look.
talk to the 2 groups that are now divided, unfortunately, in CD1, after there was already a 20-month application for the Guatemalan Square, which was part of the original concept of 2014 that LA Times dubbed Little Latin America, which has now given birth to the El Salvador Corridor, the Mayan Corridor, the Oaxacan Corridor, and hopefully soon the Guatemalan Square. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so he
Next
was up
speaker,
here
please.
last week, no joke. There's a video of Imelda flicking off him and his daughter.
Next speaker.
Now they're telling Spindler to move because it's for the next people that are waiting. You can't
Next
just
speaker,
sit here.
please.
Well, don't get kicked out, Spindler. Don't do that. I want to hear from you, bud. They're just making you go to the back of the line and address it when you get up there.
Please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, my name's Alex Alvarado. I'm originally here for item 5, which is the Guatemalan Square, but it got moved. I'm here for general public.
Okay, so you have 1 minute
Good
for
morning,
general public comment.
Good morning, council people. I'm gonna speak a little louder because we have an interruption on the left side. I asked
can you
that.
hold this time?
Okay,
Sorry,
hold this time. In fact, start his time over. Mr. Spindler, the member of the public who is now entitled to speak is being distracted by your conduct. Please get out of that seat. Get out of that seat,
Look at his
as
face.
the officers have just instructed you, and I'm ordering you to now. Move from that seat. Move from that seat. Go sit someplace else.
Look at his face. Look at his face. That's not somebody who's happy to be at work.
You're actively disrupting the meeting. I'm not going to warn you again. Okay, sir, your time will start over again. Sorry about that. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, now, council members. You have probably seen me here, like Raul Claro said. I've been pleading with all city council members to really look at this file, which is Council File 22-10-49-94, which was a project that was sabotaged by Eunices Hernandez. How dare you, Eunices Hernandez? You instructed Alexander Robinson from the Neighborhood Council West not to submit that community impact report, and you sabotaged and you stole our project, and now you're rushing this new file, rushing this new project with people that are not even in the community. 4 people sat here. We were here last week with about 13 people. You should be ashamed of yourself because you have violated the trust of the Guatemalan and the Central American community, and this is not over. We told you we're not going to stand down. I ask all city members to please look at this file. Look and investigate. You can contact me at the Scholars Factor. It's a nonprofit organization.
Speaker, your time
Please
has
vote
expired.
no. Thank you.
And I want you to remember that when you vote, sir. Please remember all this when you vote. Oh, shit, my girlfriend's here. One of them, anyways. We'll learn about
Harriet
lasers.
Elliott, District 10, general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just going to add what I said last time about John Henry Watson was a PE teacher of my son in '92, and he remembers him, and he said he was a good kid, okay? I am not allowed to get LA High School transcripts. I know my son's grades came up, but they don't want me to see his homeroom teacher. His homeroom teacher says, I have not one complaint about your son. Okay, they want to write the narrative. And what I'm doing right now
She get
is
naked?
I am a witness to 20 deaths. And it says 20 people killed. This is jury tampering. 20 people have been killed around me. All my friends, all my school friends, and my friends recently. I'm serious. 20 people killed around me. It's mostly cancer DEWs from Directed Energy. Yeah. I hope you guys read Directed Energy does this. DEWs.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
I'm definitely smashing her. I ain't passing, fellas. I'm smashing.
Hi, my
morning.
name is Nicole Corona. I'm from Lincoln Heights, so
Let's
Council
get
District
it.
14
Which
and
item
1.
would you
And
like to
today
speak to?
I will be giving
Hey, it's
comment on
Corona
item
time
number
right now.
46 and general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
So the Bureau of Street Services is unjustly treating immigrant street vendors, as you can tell by the people who are listening, because I see a lot of you don't give a shit clearly about what everyone is saying, especially because it's in Spanish. So I'm here to say it in English. But These officers are coming in, they're being aggressive to our street vendors. They're citing them without even approaching them. They're taking pictures of street vendors and mailing them their tickets. Is that okay with you all, the way that these officers are conducting themselves with
How
our
do they
street
know where they
vendors?
live?
These are innocent people, innocent, hard-working vendors who are out on the streets every single day. And for you all to sit here and not pay attention because it's in a different language is honestly disrespectful. And you all really need to check the Bureau of Street Services, the BSS for short, and make sure that these officers are conducting themselves with civility, that they're educating street vendors, that they're making an effort to help them. Okay, is that ringing a bell for everybody? Great, thank you. Okay, so now for general public comment, I want to thank you all for supporting item number 17. The preservation of the burro in Placita Olvera is very important. It's a tradition that's been here for over 60 years. And so thank you for supporting that motion to continue that service. The family, I'm here with the family as well. And lastly, I want to, of course, yes. And last, I want to call on all members of the council to sign on to a ceasefire resolution. A ceasefire resolution, what is it calling for? It's calling for peace. It's calling for the end of the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, and your silence is complicit. And I really don't understand the fear of being called anti-Semitic and why some of you shy away from taking action and speaking against genocide just because you're going to be called some name that doesn't even apply. Asking for peace and asking for the end to the slaughter of civilians is something everybody in this council should be supporting. I know some of you don't want to look at me, but I'm talking to you.
Thank you very much. Next.
You need to divest from Hamas. Divest.
Good morning.
Pretty sure you know what that word is.
Please remind us of the name that you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. My name is Pastor Q. I pastor the church without walls.
Pastor Q.
And I would like to speak to item 14, 46, and general public comments, please.
Okay, so item 14 is not open for public comment, but you can speak to it during general. You have 1 minute for item 46 and 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you.
Begin with the item.
Again, my name is Pastor Q from the Church Without Walls, Skid Row, also with Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice, with Clergy for Black Lives, and the Creating Justice Peace and Healing Center in Skid Row. Firstly, I support these street vendors. Folks who are trying to make an honest living should be supported in every way possible. They should be humanized and not be criminalized. Secondly, on the week in which we're commemorating Juneteenth, I would like to be clear that Mama Biddy Mason is one of our revered ancestors, a freedom fighter, a midwife, a healer, an entrepreneur, a church planter, and much more. Though we support renaming Pershing Square in her honor, we want to be clear that naming public streets and places after our ancestors while upholding oppression of black folks will not stand. Remember, Kevin De Leon was conspiring with other leaders to gerrymander and remove power from black and indigenous communities.
General public.
How can you be the oppressor and the healer at the same time? Both a surgeon and a mugger will cut you. One will cut you to heal you. The other one will cut you to kill you. You can't cover political trauma by simply naming something after our ancestors. You must pass policies that heal, not politics that kill. We want to be clear. We support the motion to rename Pershing Square, but we don't want KDL associated with Mama Biddy Mason in any way possible. Ceasefire now.
All right, as our next
like a
speaker is
jailhouse
coming up, I'm
pastor.
going to call a few more names. S. Moore, Alonso
Spindler.
Arellano, Red Chief
Herman.
Hunt, Donald Harlan.
Donald Harlan, please let him be there. Please let him be there.
Paging Mr. Herman.
Morning. Hold on just a second.
Oh, look, the great panderer, everybody.
And Richard Hernandez Chase.
Good morning. Which
I don't
item
think
would you
Donald's
like to
there.
speak to?
46, sir, and public comment, sir.
Okay, so you
They're
have 1
signing
minute
up
for the
as
item
fake
and 1
names so
minute
they
for
get
general
called.
public
Otherwise,
Thank
he
you,
won't call
thank
them.
you, sir. You are looking at a vendor. 1972, I come here, $50 in my pocket. I'm poor on the streets. I'm a vendor. Somebody gives me a job selling oranges. So I know your struggle. I know what you, but you need to give back to this city what it can give you. This city can give you the American dream.
The
it
panderer.
can give you anything you want because you guys are hard workers. But you owe this city something too. You need to educate yourself. You need to take care of those communities where you work. Those are your communities, but take care of those communities. Make sure that your children don't have to come here and beg this council for help, because you're strong enough, you're powerful enough to help yourselves, to make something of yourselves and for your children. So again, you know, Mr. President, I've been on this side, I've been on that side, but today, as someone who had the dream come true, who God blessed and gave me a wonderful life here, I want to thank this city for what it's done. Public comment. You know, I've had problems with the 6th District. And Ms. Padilla, you know what? I'm going to stand with you. You know, you and I do not get along, but I know you're a lady and that your mother raised you right. And I'm sorry that this individual felt that he was slighted. And I'm sorry that his daughter may or might have seen things. I'm not going to question that, but I know who you are. I believe I know who you are. And even though you and I will fight, we got to fight for the right reasons, to make sure that anybody and everybody in this city has a part in the future of the city. So I stand with you, and I hope that we can work forward to do the right thing for this city. Thank you.
Jeffrey Guy, thank you for that huge dono. Let's go. Happy Friday. Let's go, Jeffrey.
It folds. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
6 through 14, Red Chief Hunt.
So items 6 through 14
Red
are not
Chief
open for
Hunt.
public
I
comment,
like
but you
that
can
name.
speak to them during general. So you have 1 minute for general public
So,
comment.
what's opening towards the housing?
So the items that are open for public comment are items 38 through 50 and 51.
Thank you,
Is
Jeffrey.
that housing?
It's really a big dono. Thank
I
you.
signed up on all of the housing items. That was the intent that the officers signed me up on all of the housing items that was open.
Okay,
That was
so
on the agenda.
for members of the public, normally when you come up to speak, you need to be familiar with the items that you're signing up for. So which item numbers did you sign up
It
for?
looks clean and look at it, clean and
He
clipped,
said the
son.
numbers was 6 through 14. The
Looking
officer.
fresh as fuck right now. He's banging this
1 minute
weekend.
for general public comment.
He's
I'm
he's
not
getting some
seeing
tail.
housing
Okay, well,
items
no,
on-
I can do it in 2. Give me 2 minutes, and that'll be cool. Here's what I want to talk about the housing area. I'm finding I've been going through all the programs and stuff like that
It's
in the
all
city
good,
of
Doc.
Los Angeles,
Thank
but
you.
the spas are not open in Area 5 and Area 11. They're not taking the vouchers, and that's my concern. We have
He's
to
laying
work
pipe, wagon.
for area having homeless spas.
Sounds like
in
me
the
right
city
now
of
on my
Los Angeles,
face.
and it's not being done, and it's being discriminated to.
Words aren't just
I see
coming
all
out.
the housing are being pointed towards the downtown area and things like that. In the South Central area, we have no affordable housing, no low-income housing, and no Section 8 housing, and a Spa 5 and Spa 11. It's concerning. I need to talk to Karen Bass as soon as possible so that we can open up spas. It's against the law not to take our vouchers and things like that.
Thank you very much. I'm going to call a few more names as our next speaker is coming up. Monique Cooper, Maximilian Hernandez Chase,
Still
Francisco Hernandez,
no Spindler?
Spindler, and
Oh,
Herman.
See, notice I did Spindler and Herman last, made them wait exactly last. The other ones didn't come up. Watch, he's going to tell him to come back now. Oy.
Good morning.
Your
So you have
discretion
3
is
minutes
advised.
For the items and 1 minute for general
Your
public
discretion
comment.
advised.
Please begin with the items.
Okay, I want a joint for the economic workforce development because the department workforce discriminates against a white nigger too like me to legislate the analyst plan for the 2024-25 matters. Not that it really matters, but it could matter. And look at here on Kevi Fergie. I think there's a mistake on this Kevin DeLeon. It should be spelled Hollywood Walk of Fame for Kevin DeLeon. But somebody put Kevin Fiji or Fucci at 6840 Hollywood Boulevard. Mr. Attorney, can you cure and correct that for Mr. Kevin DeLeon? Wow. Look at number 39. The Chief Soto and Rodriguez, Mommy Moo Moo. Moo Moo, Mommy Moo Moo. 24 state program sponsorship for shit action, shit insure, shit development, shit funding, and fucking implement shit alternative methodologies for fucking update childcare. Take care of your own goddamn fucking kids. Goddamn, what do you fucking think? California's free? Fucking fix your problems. Stop having babies, Krikorian. Subsidized reimbursement rates in California. Yeah, give all the Angelinos what they need. Free money. And then look at number 40, Mr. Attorney. Am I on topic? Bill SB, son of a bitch, 1103. Small business, nonprofit, common fucking sense, commercial tenant protections. Well, you know there's no protections. Otherwise, if there was protection, I could be selling my dope cookies on the sidewalk and smoking a blunt with my friends, running a corporate business like Donald Trump. But no, you don't want me to smoke my shit on the sidewalks anymore or do my illegal business. That's legal. That's legal. Let's get it right. I'm with the program. Measure 64. I want to sell my shit on the streets, Mr. Go. And then, with all these items, I'm so fucking confused, Mr. Buckethead and Harley Davidson, Dawson. Where the fuck are you guys gonna do with this sponsorship for administrative action for JR Community Hospital? Now into my non-public comment.
General public comment.
All I wanna do is pray for Los Angeles. I reach out to smoke and scan, pick up a cigarette or a joint and salute me. 'Cause I'm not the dickhead police trying to kick me off of a seat. I wanna reach out to you. 'Cause I'm not a fool, I'll be missing you, you foolish criminals. And I can see that you're hungry, Krikorian, to tell me something, but the truth is your sad-ass, red-faced, pink dictator is mad at me. 'Cause you miss me, baby, and all I wanna do is say politely, fuck you.
Oh my God, this greatest show ever.
Please don't humor him. Next speaker.
Oh my God, Billy. There's one.
Morning. If you could please
What have I
remind us
done
the
to
name you
this?
signed up under
What have I
and
done
who you'd like
here?
to speak to.
What have I done?
Hi, my name is S. Moore, and I'm doing a general public comment. It's a little noisy.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general
I'm
public comment.
distracted. It's a little noisy.
What have I done?
Go ahead, you have 1 minute for general
Thank
public
you.
comment.
I'm holding right now a letter from the office of Karen Bass, and it is a letter stating that the landlady where I lived was to rescind her 3-day notice to pay or quit. This letter was not enforced, although I stayed in line at the Los Angeles Housing Department for hours at a time for multiple days. I waited months to get this investigation done. And by the time I arrived at court, I was told that this was hearsay, and I could not use it as evidence, although the investigator called me on the phone, giving me legal advice, telling me that I could use this in court.
My Greenspan.
When I was summoned into court to defend myself against an eviction, I was not given a chance to have my case heard on its merits. Instead, it was more of a proficiency test to see how good my court skills would be as a pro per litigant. That is not fair. That is not the right way to pursue justice. I used to attribute homelessness to...
Speaker, your time has expired.
Hopefully, Mike
Thank
Greenspan
you.
gets to talk.
Thank you. Your time has expired, but if you know which council district you reside in, maybe one of our staff members could give you help. Okay. What do you know? What district you live
I'm in District 14. I would like help, and I would like to stop being told that there's
Thank you
nothing
very
that...
much. Thank you. So maybe one of their staff members can speak to you on the side. Next speaker, please. Please put down the flag. That's a violation of our rules. All right. Next speaker.
Yeah, we don't need the
Good morning. My
Palestinian
name is
flag in
Monique
there.
Cooper. I'm in
Look at
Council
Green
District
Span
8.
wearing a fucking
I'm
Santa
here
hat.
because I was actually physically put out of my house by a man named Leonard F. Del Pitt, who worked with or was with the neighborhood council. The reason why I'm here is because Leonard Del Pitt was allowed to, with LAPD and LA County Sheriffs, destroy my mother's cremated ashes. I was not given anything. A man named Reggie Johnson died over there. He doesn't own the house that's at 5416 3rd Avenue. They have people over there right now working on the house trying to change everything around. And I'm here to get the help that I need because the LA Housing Department doesn't help. I've been through everybody, OIG, LAHD, Section 8, and everybody. And nobody's helping. He's good friends with a lot of people in here. Marquise Harris Dawson, Curran Price. He has all these pictures with everybody. Holly Mitchell, but yet I'm still doing what I have to do. This item is in court right now, and I'm asking for help to apprehend Leonard F. Del Pitt. Thank you.
Okay, and can I ask which council district you live in?
I live in Council District 8 under Marquise Harris Dawson, and I've been to their office several times.
They might be
Okay,
16
so maybe
alpha.
somebody from Mr. Harris Dawson's office can meet you
Can't
to
confirm nor
discuss
deny.
that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker, please.
I don't know who this is. I think I've
Good
never
morning.
seen him.
Good morning, Council. Good morning, Council members. If I can please have everybody's attention, if you don't mind.
Which items would you like to speak to?
I'm here in general public. I guess the item that I was here for, item 17, has already been taken off the
Okay. So you
board,
have,
so I have a
you
minute.
have 1 minute for general public comment.
Yes, I have.
Go ahead.
Is Mr. De Leon still available? I wanted to publicly thank him. My name is Francisco Hernandez from Olvera Street, the birthplace of Los Angeles. And I just wanted to say thank you for listening to the plight that my family's going through right now with the commission on Olvera Street, and shed a little light on what's happening at Olvera Street, you know, the birthplace of Los Angeles, where it all began, where the settlers came and you know, planted their trees for everybody to enjoy here and grow with the city. And it's just being neglected. No one cares about what's going on at Olvera Street, you know. Anaheim has Mickey Mouse. Olvera Street, the city of Los Angeles, has El Burro. And I would like everybody to think about that. You know, it's the birthplace of Los Angeles. It should be tended to. Anyways.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
I
Thank
mean,
you
I
very
agree.
much.
They should take
Next
care of it.
speaker,
It's a landmark. He's right in all that sense, but I don't know about the analogy of it being Disneyland. Oh.
Next speaker. Now, or I'm going to close comment right now.
Oh, I love
Shouting
it.
out, you're disrupting the meeting.
Fucking fantastic.
You should listen to Mr.
You
Kokorian's
have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for
Very
general
sorry
public
about
comment.
that outburst, Your Honor. So now,
He's a
let's get to
judge,
my street
Your Honor.
vendors. And you know, I have a very good crack business going on right now in CD6, and I'd like to thank Imelda Chinchilla. Let's give her a hand. Oh, yeah. Yes. So, over in Van Nuys, between, on Woodley Boulevard, between Burbank and Victory, you too can sell anything you want. There's no street lights, and there's no police officers. It's called the Imelda Project. She just doesn't give a fuck about everything, so she's trying an experiment, and we'll see how it works. But Mr. Buckethead there, McOsker, has other plans. He's trying to clean everything up. You know why? Because he's white. Yes, that's right. There's nothing wrong with being white. I didn't say that. You did. So now, let's get to the Hollywood Walk of Fame finally. Kevin De Leon getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Is he really? Is he really?
And he surely deserves it.
Kevin De Leon?
Yes, those comments about monkeys will live in history. An Academy Award nominee. Excuse me. I think it's Kevin Feige. Oh, no. Well, I move to amend it to Kevin De Leon.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Now
Okay.
we get to item number Freedom to Marry, 41. Yes, I thoroughly agree. If you want to marry a goat, go right ahead and do so. If you want to marry anybody, go ahead and do so. But what about the freedom to divorce? Once you're tired and want to get divorced, it takes too long. Just ask the council president how long it took him to get his proper divorce. Yes, that's right. Yes, and then of course, he does what everybody does, He impregnates a woman half his age and has to marry her while she's 400 pounds fat and fat. So the freedom to divorce and the freedom to marry should be the same. You should go to, like Mexico City. You could just sign a paper, bienes raíces, or bienes separados, and then when you're done, you just sign a piece of paper, and you tell the chica, Buenas tardes, chica. I'm going to get a younger one. Yes, they make it too hard here. Now we get to the regional planning on aging. Look at this goddamn load of criminals here in this council. They ain't getting any younger, folks. Yes, what do old people do? They go to the library, they chase squirrels in the park and talk to them and give them names. And they go to petting zoos and they talk to animals like me. And then I talk back to them. And then they wind up in a mental institution. So that's why we will do what we do. And now for the general comment. Will Imelda Chinchilla please apologize for that middle finger incident? The poor guy was up here today. All she had to do was say, I'm sorry for giving you a middle finger. I'm sorry for buying my council office. I'm sorry for not giving my citizens any street lights. I'm sorry for turning Van Nuys into a drug den. I'm sorry for being 40 pounds overweight. I'm sorry for being on a fucked up council full of criminals and indicted council members and ethics violators. I'm sorry for a council president that can't even pay his bar dues and renew his law license. I'm so sorry about it. Can't you apologize? I'll wait 2 seconds here. No apologies? How about Kevin? Kevin needs to apologize for being born in the first place.
All right, we'll go next to callers on the phone. We'll take 10 minutes.
Oh, wait, Mike Greenspan.
I'm sorry, we're done. We're going next to the callers on the phone. You're not entitled to speak just because you sign up. We've taken more than an hour of public comment.
See how they do that?
Sit down, please. We're going next to the phone.
Sure, if it was a nice person, they would have definitely gave it to him, the time.
Next caller, please.
See how they do that? Sucks.
First caller, which items would you like to speak on?
What's up, nerds and virgins? Brock Landers, Los Angeles.
And which items would you like to speak to?
All open items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right, 40 for the nonprofits. How many nonprofits are hiding behind that name, bleeding this city? Bleeding this city dry when it comes to homelessness. We need to set limits on the salaries for the CEOs of these nonprofits that are receiving any city resources. 41, freedom to marry. Interesting that Joe and Barack didn't support same-sex marriage when they were first elected. Donald Trump was the first president to do that. It didn't change until Barack and Joe needed the voting bloc. And I don't remember anybody at this council speaking out against Joe or Barack at the time. 42.
Nope.
How do you not know that there's issues at the MLK hospital? Why do you guys keep trying to govern by emergency instead of doing it when you did your budget 3 weeks ago? 43, digital discrimination. For the past 6 months, my digital phone calls have been digitally discriminated against multiple times, so I wasn't able to wish Angela a happy birthday. One of the first girls to break my heart was named Angela. If you're down for a little role playing, you can save that birthday wish. I'll bring over a 90s mixtape. You can do me, it will feel good, and you'll be left thunderstruck. 47, illegal dumping. Maybe you could reach out to a constituent of mine, Jay Santos. He's not a private investigator. He's a member of the Citizens Auxiliary Police.
That's right.
Jay Santos, he's another law enforcement type guy that could help monitor the illegal dumping and probably give you some good ideas on the best way to do that. 48, street furniture. I hope some of that street furniture is going to Figueroa. Those ladies deserve a place to sit down and rest. 46, sidewalk vending. Why didn't we hear from experts on sidewalk vending like Jason, a smoking stand viewer? With current price connected to this, I have my doubts. The way that him and Deborah acted at the Biden fraud raiser this weekend, while addressing critics of them, it's ironic that Padilla is doing the same thing to people criticizing her. General public comment. For all the escalation of skaters today, why is skateboarding prohibited on so many city properties if you guys are all so down with the down-ass kids and the skaters? PDL, it looks like you got a rug on with a bad dye job up there. You got a rug down there? And then all this talk about from the hood to Berkeley, growing up the daughter of a corrupt politician, and you acting like you don't have corruption privilege. It's no wonder you can't find your way back to the hood unless you're following a news crew. It's a good thing that you had housekeepers that could teach you how to fake that accent that comes and goes. And, I think you guys need to hold the sound guy accountable for what he did a couple weeks ago, come out and just admit that he sucks and violated our rights. And besides your bank accounts, what have you done to improve LA since you've been in council? And how dare you question me that I'm not doing anything for the council? And you guys have a good weekend. Shout out Smoker Stand.
A law enforcement type of guy who is hired by people to stop these bad individuals.
Great call, Brock. Great call.
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a smoking scan viewer.
Oh, there's 4.
Would you like to speak to?
What items were available for comment?
The items that are open for public comment are items 38 through 50 and 51.
Cool, I think I can take care of that. Let me get all of those in general public comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public
Sounds
comment.
good today.
Please identify the item.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Thank you there. I want to say what's up to all the street vendors in here today, voicing their opinion and stuff. And I think maybe I want to, say maybe I wanted to, maybe y'all can maybe sell like aquarium test kits, because the other day I was down on Figueroa with this little thing there, and we were in there kind of doing a thing, and I was trying to reciprocate the action. She took care of me, and I went down to take care of her, and I don't know, ever since then, everything's been tasting like, Alfredo fettuccine with shrimp and scallops, that Rico stuff you get from Red Lobster. So I think if I had maybe some aquarium strips, I could, bam, right quick and test it out.
You're not speaking to the topic.
Yes, sir?
You're not speaking to the
Yes,
topic.
sir?
Speak to the topic,
I
or
was
we're
speaking
going
about-
to move to general public comment.
Well, I was talking about the street vendors down on Figueroa there, brother. Is that possible? Can I do that? Anyway, I was going to say, to some of y'all street vendors to get us some aquarium, test kits in there, so we can make sure these, the pH level is right in that thing before we do, waste $5, because, I ruined about $5,
Speaking of
3.5 minutes
exhausting
of my
your time on item 46, please move on to another item.
Another item. Cool. I want to pick up where Brock left off. He was speaking some good things there. I wanted to ask Brock there, hey, I ordered my gag ball, and I was wondering if
Yeah, no,
does it come
okay, so
automatically installed?
let's
Yes?
just, after
Yes, sir?
several warnings, he's still not speaking to
sir?
anything on the agenda. Go to general public comment. You have 1 minute.
Thank you there, dictator. Cool, thank you there. Anyway, bro, I was saying I ordered my gag ball, and I was wondering if does it come automatically installed with the the 50% English speaking, where you roll your R's, does that come automatically installed, or does that turn on and off there? Because I wanted to come down there to the council and get her to sign it and everything, and then I was going to use it when I go to Home Depot, or maybe when I'm going to the DMV, or to get things done. Because if it automatically rolls to R, half of the time, that'll be good there. And I think I already got the pre-order in there, and I want to say what's up to the Spokane community as usual. We're gonna have a good weekend there. We're gonna be out at the Elbow Ballroom tonight or tomorrow night, and doing our thing there, and hopefully have a few good tastes there, and I guess y'all have a good one there.
Shout out to Jason.
Next caller, please.
Next
Man.
caller, which items would you like to speak on? Caller with the last 4 digits, 7255. Please press *6 to unmute yourself.
Look at him working up there this time.
Caller with the last 4 digits, 7255. This is your last
He was getting a lot of
opportunity to
shit.
speak.
Brock woke
Please
his
press
ass
star
up
6
right
to
now.
unmute.
Oh, yeah? I'm shit.
Next caller.
I'll show you shit. Turning them
Next
all down
caller,
now.
Which items would you like to speak on?
That's D-O-T-T. I'ma sue you. Because I ain't a public
ahead,
official. Let me guess, he turned the mute again.
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm still a smoke
No, you
can
already
again.
spoke. You already spoke. Next caller, please.
What the hell? I can't speak again.
Next caller, please.
Next caller, which items would you like to speak on?
Yeah, hi. Daniel
Gus.
Gus,
Good
Substack.com,
afternoon,
calling to speak on item 48 and general public comment.
Shout out
Good
to Daniel
afternoon. You have
Gus.
1 minute for item 48 and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Great. Item 48. Folks, what the hell is this? Relative to funding labor, we know what that means. Would be some union salaries. Related to a ceremonial sign ceremony. So a ceremony regarding a ceremonial sign event, and it's going to cost only $1,347. So is it about discretionary street furniture? Is it about labor? Is it technical clarifications? It's like the height of government gobbledygook. I have nothing against Mr. McCosker, but look at this. You waited 2 hours, and it's something called a ceremonial sign ceremony. And you wonder why city is in such a shambles. It's
General
a first
public comment?
example of just, public comment on danielgus.substack.com. I have a story how the city council and the city agencies in Karen Bass's office haven't, and they're told the public, and they're withholding information about a third level 5 dog attack that could have been prevented if you just ran a better animal services department. You're going to pay $20 million on 3, maybe more. You're going to pay $20 million on 3 highly predictable, highly preventable dog bite cases. And, by the way, the fire department hid information about it. And there was an armed response, 6 cars at the West Valley Pound with a guy with a machete. And your public information officer at the police department says, we don't show anything in that area, except you had 6 patrol cars and probably of the 10 or more officers, but they're not willing to say at what address the 911 call came
Caller,
from.
your time has
Thank you very
expired.
much. Next caller, please.
Shout out to
Next caller, which items would
danielgus.substack.com.
you like to speak on?
Shout out to Daniel.
All items in general
Oh,
comment.
under over
Please
22.
items
Hurry,
and
hurry,
1
hurry.
minute for general public comment. Please begin
Hurry,
with the
hurry,
items.
hurry.
All right, starting off with item 46, that's related to the street vendor and how it is going around, LAPD is going around and harassing the street vendors. You should let the street vendors do their stuff, sell their stuff. It's ridiculous that you keep targeting them when they're just trying to make a living, and it's just ridiculous. We have item 48, which is related to the ceremonial sign ceremony in CD15. What is the sign for exactly? It doesn't really say in the motion what the ceremonial sign is, so we don't know if it's appropriate to have this ceremonial sign or what here, because, I mean, it's just, I don't know. We have item 50 that's related to lighting up City Hall for Holocaust remembrance. You should note that the City Council regularly allows and welcomes anti-Semitism in the chamber, including neo-Nazis, like when the cops went and violently arrested someone for standing up to someone holding a swastika sign in the chamber. So that should be noted. We have item 41, which is related to the Freedom to Bury Ballot Initiative. Now, it's good that you're supporting this. It's glad that maybe we're finally going to get this passed in the state and protect the rights for same-sex in the marriage and whatnot. Now, it's worth noting that there's the city council actually supports and at least doesn't do anything about homophobia in the city council. Like, Kevin De Leon made some comments that were kind of homophobic on the Fed tape. He's still sitting on the city council. So, yeah. Let's go to general comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Paul. Okay, let's just address Nithya and Ugo. Are you going to introduce that motion today to withdraw the ceasefire resolution from the Rules Committee since Paul is refusing to schedule it? You do have the power to do that, You can introduce a motion that will withdraw it from committee. It will automatically be placed on next week's agendas, one of next week's agendas. You don't have a lot of time, so you're just going to let Paul just kill it in committee. We want to find out where the city council stands on a ceasefire. We should have a full vote of the council. So you introduced the motion to withdraw it from committee. I assume you didn't just introduce that motion for shits and giggles, I hope. I assume you actually want it for a vote, so introduce the motion to withdraw. You should have done that a long time ago. Paul, you have enough time to hear from all speakers. You
Caller, your time
Damn, 22. It was right on the money. Nobody wins
Next
today.
caller, which items would you like to speak on?
The line, or did I said 22, right? Or did I say 23? If I said 23, then the under wins. I can't remember. I think
want to advocate for
I might have said 23.
Public comment.
So the under wins.
Work obligations, family concerns, transportation,
Or
and
was it a push? Did I say 22?
I
Can't remember. I did say 22. Okay, so it's a push today.
Also, government agencies
Talk about Vegas line, baby. I know it.
At the same time, across town regarding matters that concern your neighborhood.
Hold your tickets.
As a stakeholder, some council members may not want to hear my concern, so please look to your colleague,
No, Alo.
11 Council Member Tracy Park.
I think
Yesterday,
Herman
she
signed up with
advocated
his
for
name.
affordable housing in her district at Metro. At the
Sometimes
same
they
time,
do that
she
so
was
that
supporting
that
the
will
cleaning of
they
the
know they'll
environment
call
at
on
the Santa Monica Bay
Harlan. They won't
Restoration
call on
Commission
them.
in Marina Del Rey. Her advocacy yesterday is testament to the benefits and need of a telephonic public comment. Please return telephonic public comment to City Council committee meetings. Your consideration is appreciated.
Sounded like AI right there.
We'll take one more call.
Right? That's what I'm saying, Robo.
Last
Sounded
caller,
AI,
which
right?
items would you like to speak on?
Harold Bigsby. I want to speak on the sidewalk and public comment.
Okay.
The sidewalk bending is a big issue. And I don't want to put those people out of business. I want them to stay in business. But sidewalks are mainly for pedestrians, not for motor scooters, not for little bicycles or everything else that runs over pedestrians. So we need to have a minimum width of a sidewalk for bending. Those would be bending zones. We don't have to be Telegraph Avenue, south of campus, in the lips of the Socialist Republic of Berkeley, but we do need, even if you have to take away a parking lane. Boy, that's blasphemy, but take away a parking lane so we could have sidewalk bending.
Is that Mike
Now,
Greenspan?
Public comment. We're in Pride Month, Queer Pride.
Yeah,
and
it's
we're
him.
going to have an exhibit on the 29th at Van Nuys City Hall.
He's in the hallway.
And we ought to have old Ron Smith and have him set up a tent. Well, what would the tent be for? Well, there would be the place where the queers could go suck his dick and give him cigarettes. Now, queers, show your pride. You give that white trash boy a carton. Everybody else is getting pay raise, city workers, firefighters, police, you name it, airline people, restaurant people. Well, why doesn't the white trash boy get a pay raise? And you queer rabbi dudes, you give him 2 cartons. You can afford it, faggot Jew rabbis.
Jesus
We'll
Christ.
close public comment.
Did he just
on
fart?
Agenda items and close general public comment.
Did bro legit fart on his own phone?
Mr. Clerk, what's available now for us to vote on?
Did he
Mr.
legit
President, the
just
council
fart
may
on his
now
own
vote
phone
items
on the way out?
38 through 40 and 42 through 50.
Those items are now before us. I see
Bro,
no
cut
members
the
wishing to
cheese
be heard. Let's go ahead and open
with the
roll,
mic drop.
close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
Somebody just said mic drop.
Thank you. We'll go next
And
to item
what?
number 7, which was called special by Councilmember Rodriguez for comments. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I just wanted to
Hysterical.
bring
How do you go up
to
after
everyone's
that?
attention on this item for
We just
this
brought the house
MOU
down.
that we have.
What a great
with
show
the
today.
county with respect to the alliance agreement. As the county continues to evade providing certain resources, whether it is related to some of the intervention work that we're doing,
He busted
they're falling
ass.
short on a number of areas.
He busted
that
ass.
Are very
Hopefully it wasn't on
important
anybody's
to
face,
our
so there won't be a
success or
lawsuit.
failure with addressing the issues related to homelessness. And so while we are in the process of finally memorializing this MOU that provides a minimum number of resources that the county is obligated to provide us with mental health resources and substance use disorder, which we know are really it's all over our streets. We see it. And we don't have the resources to do it. We rely on the county to do it, but they have also still remained short in actually showing us where these locations are, where these beds are, and helping to facilitate many of these individuals that would qualify for those beds into their services and their programs. And so I just wanted to flag this MOU for its shortcomings. It's a long way from anything that we've ever had in the past. However, it still falls far short of any meaningful fulfillment, that if they continue to deny us these resources, our only recourse is to try and to get it through the courts, which is not a fast solution. As the county continues to now embark on expanding and taxing sustaining the Measure H funding, when it will affect the poorest people who are on the fringe of becoming homelessness, the irony of them continuing to pursue this without any sunset date. I just want to raise to everyone's attention that while they continue to pursue these measures, they're still failing to provide the resources that will help us comprehensively address the impacts of what we're facing with respect to homelessness. And so, again, I hope everybody is helping to bring rise that when the county is not providing these resources, that we need to actively be engaged in seeking recourse with Judge Carter through this process, because it's the only recourse we have. The county has basically told us to pound sand when it comes to any ability for us to hold them accountable with these resources. And so, as frustrating as it is, this is the best that we've got, and it's woefully short. But it's a lot more than we've ever had before. And so I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention, because sadly, as I watch some of the individuals suffering with severe mental health issues on our streets, the county is still failing to show up to provide those resources. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I see
Master's
no other
pounding
members
something.
wishing to be heard. So on item 7, let's open the roll.
Let's close the roll.
Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
Of course, all yeses.
13 ayes.
Thank you. That'll take us next to item 22,
Tychus.
which was called special by Councilmember Park. For comments and questions, Councilmember Park.
Council President, during the drafting of the Alfresco ordinance, I emphasized the importance of ensuring that our coastal zone businesses were not unduly burdened by the coastal development permit process, and I advocated for a programmatic CDP as a fair and parallel pathway for those restaurants to be able to continue their alfresco operations seamlessly. However, when the permanent alfresco ordinance came back before this council, I was disappointed to find that it lacked any provisions supporting our coastal zone businesses. It became evident that there was a need for city staff to engage across city departments and produce a comprehensive report that thoroughly examines the programmatic CDP concept alongside alternative solutions. So while we are not yet at a stage where we have a fully comprehensive policy that supports our coastal zone businesses, the report we are discussing represents a crucial first step in that process. I think it marks the beginning of an effort to bridge the gap between our coastal and non-coastal zone restaurants. And I think it's imperative that we continue this dialogue and explore avenues to uphold fairness and equity for our local businesses. And I think that by doing so, we uphold our commitment to fostering a vibrant and inclusive economic environment while respecting the unique challenges faced by businesses in our coastal zone. So with that, I have a couple of questions for planning
everybody.
staff.
Smoke.
If you could come on up. Thank you.
Might be time to cut bait.
Good afternoon, council members. I'm Nuri Cho with the.
Is that Stacy in the with the hat on right there recording?
Ms. Cho, thank you so much, and thank you for the time and the effort that went into the report. Just a few questions for you. Recommendation number 1 is to start the public access and parking study. And that recommends strategies and mitigation measures to address coastal impacts in the Venice coastal zone. But my question is about our other coastal neighborhoods as well. We have restaurants in Playa del Rey and Pacific Palisades. So can you talk to us a little bit about what the process is and whether or not those communities are being included?
Right, thank you for the question, Nuri Cho for the record. So planning and DOT are jointly recommending that the Venice parking study be really our main focus at the time with the available funding source because it is the most impacted area in terms of parking. There's about 80% of the existing operators in coastal zones that are within the Venice area. However, that could be a great, case study for us to really study the parking impacts because we didn't have an opportunity to collect the parking inventory information during the COVID era. So we will take that as an example and see how we can apply potential mitigation measures in other areas outside of Venice as well. And one thing that I do want to note is that the
TS man, I like more indica, but just towards the night.
Time and resources that will go
I'm
into
smoking more hybrids in the mornings. Something that has some
area,
sativa, otherwise I'm going to be all.
That may not be proportionate to the amount of impact that is within the other areas of the coastal zone outside of Venice. However,
I don't smoke any straight sativas, though.
It's the council's desire to do so. We can
Stinks
apply
right
the same
there.
mitigations
Just can't see
in
him.
collaboration
He's on the top
with
of his little
DOT
tower.
and identification of additional funding
right there.
sources.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I'm glad to know that we're not
He's
necessarily
asleep on his tower.
precluding
Every
other
once in a while he
communities
likes to
for
go
it
up
because
there.
I want to make sure that
He used to
all
love
of
it
our
as a kid,
businesses
but
that serve our
I don't know. He
coastal
doesn't use
zone,
it as much anymore.
are treated equitably. What's the expected timeline for completion of the parking study?
For the Venice parking study, Nuri Cho for
Top
the
floor
record.
penthouse
So
stinks.
we actually did release the task order solicitation, and we're waiting for proposals from the consultants, and we're anticipating the study to take anywhere from 6 to 12 months, depending on the extent of the parking analysis and inventory that's required. So we're anticipating about 6 months of data collection and analysis, and additional 6 months to actually come up with a set of mitigation measures in collaboration with DOT that could help the businesses mitigate for impact on public access.
So given that we're up against some timelines with respect to temporary and coastal permits, I want to ask you about recommendation number 2, which is to continue exploring the programmatic CDP process, at least at this time for the Venice coastal zone. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what findings or insights that you've uncovered so far based on your research into the programmatic CDP concept? Are there benefits that outweigh the cost?
Yes, Nuri Cho for the record. So some of the benefits that we found by having numerous conversations with the Coastal Commission, along with other city departments, to see what's really feasible to develop the programmatic CDP is we're still working out the details of what the application would look like, but once it's established, the main benefits would be to reduce the cost of application fees for individual applications for the existing operators, and it could reduce the amount of time that's actually going into the processing time, including the appeals. However, in all honesty, it's planning's view that the benefits may not necessarily outweigh the cost of a programmatic CDP, given that the length of time it would take for the city to really establish the application for the PCDP and actually go through the approval process with the Coastal Commission may not necessarily align with the deadline for these individual businesses to come into the city and apply for a CDP application and go through the approval process. So it may be in the individual business's best
It's 1, 2,
interest
3,
to
4
actually
right
apply
now.
for an individual CDP. And that's where, recommendation number 3 comes in, because we want to look into other areas that could help these businesses outside of PCDP. And we can explore them concurrently as well, looking for ways to subsidize or offset costs for applications and finding resources so that we can really educate people on the permitting process.
So hold the thought on the third recommendation, because I'm not ready to give up on the programmatic CDP. And I thought we were really clear when we moved the permanent
Thank you, Mary
alfresco
B.
program forward that we were not going to leave our coastal zone restaurants behind. And as you well know, many of our restaurants held on by a thread during the pandemic. We are just
That you
barely
forced to
starting
shut down.
see them
You
recover.
guys
And so it's
specifically
really
forced them to
important
shut
that
down
they
for
not have
longer than
additional
anywhere.
costs and processes that make
So
it
you're
more
probably
difficult for
surprised
them
they
to
were able to
operate.
hang on.
So before we move on to alternative recommendations, in your conversations with the
Shit,
Coastal
we didn't kill off
Commission,
enough
have
of
they
'em.
indicated an
All right, everybody.
openness or willingness to work with city planning to continue exploring the process?
Norito, for the record, yes. In all of the
You did, Brooke.
conversations we've had with the Coastal Commission, they've been very open and willing to work with the city staff to really see what that PCDP application would look like. But for the record, they do have a slightly different perspective on what the PCDP should do. But I think, with recommendation number 2, if the council does decide to adopt it, we can take some time to really reconcile the difference between the city's view on what the PCDP should do for existing businesses versus what the Coastal Commission wants the PCDP to do for future operators. So I think that would really give us an opportunity to reconcile the different perspectives.
Okay, and I do recognize that there are some unique issues with each of our businesses and different permit requirements and things that have accumulated over the years. So turning to recommendation 3, which is to look at some alternatives, I have a couple of questions for you. What feedback have you gathered from conversations with actual alfresco operators in the coastal zone? Do the alternative business ideas here support the goals that they're trying to achieve?
Yes, Norito, for the record, some of the significant comments that we've heard from the coastal operators include, the unexpected cost of the permitting process, the application process, in addition to, barriers to entry in terms of, technical assistance, not knowing exactly what the process should be, because it's really not a straightforward process. There's a lot of different departments involved. And there's also the time component to going through the whole application process. So we really try to speak to those comments with recommendation number 3 by, exploring with the help of CAO and maybe EWDD to explore additional grant or funding sources that could be used to subsidize or offset, the application costs, because, individual CDP could be very costly. And the departments can work together to provide maybe informational sessions or public workshops to help applications through the permitting process.
Yeah, I think so, dogs.
Another way to help these businesses through the alternative program is to find ways to bridge, the gap between applicants and the technical expertise that they really need in order to get through the process. So finding ways to bridge that. Yes.
So
all right, guys, I think I'm going to cut bait here because, again, they could be talking about the same shit over and over and over and over about the Coastal Commission and the planning and development and all that fucking bull malarkey. What we want to see, we already saw the public comment. That's where all the fireworks and the fun are at. So I think I'm going to head off for now. Remember, it is a full moon tonight. It is Friday. So full moon Friday, Crime Wave party tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So adjust to your time zones. I will see you guys very shortly. If not, I understand it is Friday. You guys have other things to do. Be safe out there. Enjoy yourself and join us on the next one. But for the ones who will come hang out later tonight, I will see you guys in a bit. Be good. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos, the thumbs ups. They work and they're free. I appreciate everything. On behalf of Stink Bomb, who's sleeping over there, and myself, I'm out of here for now. But I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Yeah, you guys. I'm a going home.
Bye, y'all.